Synchro startle. Losing 80% of frames. 70%, 72%, 80%.
90%, 77%.
Oh man, this is great for my computer. We're only dropping 80% of frames.
Should I publish the thing?
Yeah,
Yes.
probably.
Way.
Alright, cool. Well, we're gonna have to live with this. So, post this right here. And close Twitter. I'm just having a conversation about how it totally has a memory leak. Oh,
You should probably
yeah. Mute myself. It's also relevant.
not destroy everyone with the feedback.
And so, this week is an art stream here at Zephyr Workshop while we continuously get the robot game ready for its triumphant return on the Kickstarter machine. I still have these arts to do, and because they're reasonably low priority, they are not done yet. I still have my art on the, still have my brush on the paint sponge tool from something I was doing earlier. Maybe adjust my settings, and now we charge in, and we do the art. So let's see, I'm on line layer. These guys are definitely getting done tonight. Like, they're pretty, I think the green one, the GO-100, is actually pretty much done. And I'm normally, where this guy is, I would do a line art layer above the layer that we have. But I pretty much went too far polishing the sketch layer to the point where it's probably easier now just to make it into the line art layer. And having some extra scuffles on the line art will give it more personality anyway. Here, done. And oh yeah, that's right. I should probably look at. Ugh, it's Bry Fox. Hey man, how's your week going? As I do this stuff here. Don't, my anaconda don't want none unless you got buns, hun. So yeah, I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna make this guy's thruster space look a little bit better. So maybe I should just delete. No, I'm on the wrong layer. Okay, good. Very good. Fabulous. I see. I also have some wrong layer stuff going on over here. Very important not to put your line layer. I also figured out why my colors were messing up because I had an adjustment layer on the entire time. Wait, no. Never mind. I totally don't know why it's doing that. Because yeah, I was having an issue last week about this. And no, it totally is okay. Because I had this layer on right here, which makes everything lighter. So if I color pick a color while that layer is on, and I continue painting, everything gets screwed up. So I, the Photoshop genius, who has been using this program for 10 years, did not realize that. And now I fixed it. And we're going good. Really? Let's see. So while I'm doing this, Sarah is here and Jesse is here. And they are doing stuff with the Kickstarter cost numbers.
So these are all flat, correct?
Yeah.
So if we don't for the flat cost.
Let's see. I would
We simply want to say it doesn't cost that. Okay.
yeah. Let's see. This will be easier if I just take the color layer off. And I'm going to keep. So I took the color layer off because I'm going to be editing the line layer a lot, and it'll be way easier just to refill it after I'm done adjusting the line layer. Because every time I erase a line, there's going to be color underneath it, and I'm going to need to fix it, so I'm just going to do this instead and make the lines cleaned up. The real question is, what are these things? They should be guns, so I'm probably gonna have to make them look like guns. Because the ESPER-100 has a machine gun attack, so therefore it should probably have machine guns. A novel idea. What? That and how do I make you look like a gun? Ref. Glorious ref. Machine gun.
Pretty good.
I'm gonna do the machine aircraft. Let's see. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Usually I do this like corrugated. I don't even know what the word corrugated means. I usually do the Swiss cheese whole thing whenever I draw one. Whenever I draw a machine gun anyway, so we'll do that. American born 6-foot Ewok is now hosting us. That's cool. 2 Kickstarters came in. Well, I guess one of them isn't ours, lol. But give it time. Which 2 games did you get in? Let's see. But yeah, we're gonna do some robot art. Gonna polish up dudes. These guys should have been finished a while ago, but I guess it just gives me an excuse to have something to stream. Because we don't really have that many more robot arts I'm gonna redo from scratch. We have a bunch of other stuff that I could do, but I'd rather focus on stuff that is going into the game that we're shipping in the Kickstarter. Like I could be drawing like new commanders or various new robots, but I don't want to kind of blow a lot of creative time and effort on that when we just need to get the first game out. However, I'm sure I'll do some for funsies streams eventually. Aircraft machine. Okay. Usually do that. I'll totally do this. Get some of those details going that are very small, but they'll be noticeable from a distance, I think. This robot will go rat-a-tat-a-tat-a-tat-a-tat. Can't have a robot that goes rat-a-tat-a-tat-a without very obvious machine guns. So lately this week I've gotten into a new genre of music. It's a channel on YouTube called yes, it is called Postmodern Jukebox. And it's fabulous. You see, I've never really appreciated the song Anaconda by Nicki Minaj until I heard the Ragtime Hoedown version of it. I would suggest everyone go listen to the Ragtime Hoedown version of Nicki Minaj's Anaconda. It is a wonderful piece of music. And then my other favorite is the Call Me Baby by Carly Rae Jepsen cover, which honestly does sound like it could have been a 50s song if telephones existed in the 50s. They totally existed in the 50s, but people don't really carry them around to clubs or the speakeasies. So I wouldn't, but you can give somebody your number and ask them to call you on a. You can give somebody your number and ask them to call you on a payphone, though.
could.
So here's my number.
You were like,
call me maybe.
all right, I'm gonna be at this club. You should call that club. Here's the number.
I guess
Tell them
that's
to
true.
ask for me.
What a weird world we used to live in before everyone just had cell phones. It's almost as if you had to put effort into communicating with people. The concept of shitposting didn't even exist in the 50s. I don't know what I would have been done back then. That's true. Like, what did anybody do for fun if you couldn't shitpost? However, I could have been an 80s board game pioneer if I were born in the 50s. And I could have invented chutes and ladders. The combining furniture strategy game.
Do you think that shoots and ladders make a ton of money?
Dude, whoever shoots and ladders has probably made an obscene amount of money.
You think so?
Yeah, I
I
mean,
feel like it's like a $20 game, and I don't think very many people have purchased it.
it's probably like,
recent memory.
well, not in
It might
recent
have made some
memory,
money over the course of time, but
I'm pretty sure there's probably like 1 million copies of shoots and ladders in print. I don't know if the creator sees any of that though. To be fair, please don't start looking up shoots and ladders.
ladders, right?
Or Kickstarter
Let's
gets
go.
delayed. This is exactly why. Because we're
Ooh.
looking up.
Ooh, I'm looking up the app though.
There's a shoots and ladders app.
It has no ranking. It's called Snakes and Ladders.
Oh, okay.
Specifically, there's no ranking.
Well, if anybody wants a good time, everyone go download the Snakes and Ladders app.
It has no ranking data and no data during the. Oh, so sick. There's a book about. There's a book with a title related to shoots and ladders that is more popular.
That's probably fair. Shoots and ladders, snakes and ladders. Have no gameplay.
Yeah, entirely left-based. Like shoots and ladders
But like you get
and,
like shoots, but you get
Monopoly, really?
you get like shoots and ladders for like your 4-year-old though. You get them to understand the basic concept of this is a board and you don't pee on it. It's like I feel like that's like the main purpose of shoots and
Is
ladders.
to teach you young things.
Yeah,
Only 4-year-olds.
yeah. So it's like it introduces them to the concept of physical games.
I remember making a board. You just squares and
Sarah
That's
just
it.
said that she spent her childhood plagiarizing shoots and
I did.
ladders,
heard it here
making her own shoots and ladders board.
first. It's okay, I never sold it, so I'm gonna play.
Tisk. That just means you're a bad
mean-
capitalist if you never sold it.
This is true. There's some of the chat, but they're talking about.
Mintworks.
Oh, maybe that's a Kickstarter. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Dude, I know the guy who did Mintworks. I've met him both years I've been to Gen Con. He was so surprised.
So what letter of the alphabet is L? Quick.
That was a big, huge
No.
like first success
L.
for him.
L is not the 25th character in the alphabet.
And ironically, the story behind that game is they submitted to a contest and they
Yeah,
didn't
I
even
think
win.
so.
But they won at life
Why?
though because I think any of all the games that came out of that like contest, which I believe was like a contest on making pocket-sized games, his game was the most successful. So yeah, he's a very cool guy.
Definitely so.
Yeah.
Again.
Just the idea of a game of it's an Altoid. It's a case of Altoids, but it's also a game.
Yeah.
It's just a really cool concept. So more power to him, I guess. He was also making some kind of robot game that I've seen 2 years at PAX now called Twisted Brass. And so I was like kind of racking my head last year after Gen Con because like it's not very like good. That's because it's like still an early prototype. But I was like kind of racking my head on how to make that more interesting. But I'm pretty sure he's gonna be fine with his Mintworks money. And then I think the next game he's doing is like a worker placement game, leaking proprietary information about 524 Labs.
Oh, worker placement game.
I know it is a miscellaneous worker placement game.
It can mean anything.
If designer publisher speed dating left from last year is any indication. Maybe he'll just make lots of expansions of Mintworks because that's probably what he should do.
Make gum work.
He could make Gumworks. He could do a lot of stuff that just uses the same rule set as Mintworks with like some things like tweaked. He could totally do. Should totally just do Gumworks or like, what do you call that? You should do Spearmint Works and like you go through the different flavors of mints. What's that one that's like cinnamon flavored? Is it like No, I mean it's usually, I thought it was like called spicy or something. I don't follow the gum trends.
Like,
Usually it comes in the red package. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, you should totally just release different flavors of Mintworks. The copyright me idea. He has to pay me royalties. If you're listening, Justin. I think that is your real name. Copyright Zephyr Workshop. We're gonna release our own game. It's gonna be called Ring Pop Works. We're bringing it back.
Ring pop?
Dude, they're gonna. You're gonna get the member berries going. We're gonna release Ring Pop Works. Dude, Tic Tactics? It's pretty solid.
Everyone else agrees.
Oh my god. Can you send Epstein that? I will tell him I want a prototype of Tic Tactics by the end of the week. First of all, I want you. No, it's a tactics game. Are you kidding me? Sure.
Just making your placing your workers is tactical.
I guess so. But yeah, I want.
No, phone.
I gotta get Tic Tactics going. That'd be such an easy game to pitch to people because I just have to like cite. Yeah, it's like Mintworks. We're gonna go live. We're doing it live right now. Yes, sir.
Sarah, double check that this is right, and that that L is the 12th letter of the alphabet. Because I don't want to stop writing this formula, but I also need to know that.
Can anyone confirm that L is the 12th letter of the alphabet? Yeah, it is. Yeah, J is the 10th letter.
Okay, thanks. Just making sure.
Wish I could like stream what Jesse's doing right now because he has like a formula going on in Excel.
It's a very large
that's like 5 lines long. It's going on 5 lines right
We're
now.
not even close to done.
man.
If anybody ever needs anything spreadsheeted, Zephyr Workshop is available. It's something that we do.
Right, arbitrary spreadsheet code.
Yeah.
For a low price.
Who knows how much?
For
For the low price of.
Oh yeah, I guess also today I should just ask if my sound is coming in all right and if the video is. I'm sure the video is choppy as usual.
Yeah.
But
Think about sound. I assume so.
as long as you can hear me and you can see the art coming to fruition right before your eyes, it's probably okay.
Phone, so I have a Galaxy S3. Doesn't like doing too many things at once. Watching that and then also watching the video.
You should not do both of those. Let's see, how many frames am I dropping? 83%. 83% of frames.
The art is in fact happening. Fox agrees, the sound's doing great.
Alright. I wonder if it's doing great enough where I could put on background music, but I'm never quite sure. Yeah, I'll just
Don't do that.
Oh
my god.
please don't.
What?
Who here wants to be tortured?
Oh,
Well,
thanks.
This
It wasn't
is
that bad.
interesting.
Jesse's doing science. He says something's interesting.
Google Docs likes to finish your formulas when you click out of them, and there are currently 8 open parentheses in my piece of code that I have not closed.
That's good.
It'll be great. What could go wrong with this?
Everything. Here we go.
Fine. on the last one, I think. I think 7 is the last one. For this piece. Then I have to copy this whole thing over again and delete the first part of it. And then I have to do that 6 more times.
Yay.
All this science. This ain't the kind of
Yeah,
place to
sounds
raise a
awesome.
kid.
We are singing around background
In
music today.
fact, it's cold as hell. Oh my god, I flipped it over and the perspective's not screwed up.
Oh, nice.
That's
Oh, yeah,
incredible.
look at
It looks pretty alright.
that. Just your photo shot. Flip the thing and see how
Yeah.
awesome it looks. It
And if it
helps
look
a lot.
and if it looks really bad, you just take the warp tool to it.
Fix it.
Hashtag art. Alright.
Right, now we
There's still some, like, it feels like
put
this.
in
These
the.
guys
Oh, let's make sure that the code works.
are
Oh
like
no.
on their own axis. And like the face is kinda not.
It's gonna be on the
Maybe I
top
can
one.
do something with the face. Make it look like it's pointing more towards the way that the guns are pointing. Probably be easier just to do that with the guns.
All the E-types have.
Yeah, all the E-types
very
have
cool.
masks. They're all very angry. They like,
So they wear masks.
or maybe they're bashful. They could just be bashful.
They obviously need masks to keep the wind out of their faces when they're flying at heights.
It's true. Anaconda don't got buns, hun.
So it just makes the E-types look distinguished from the other guys, which is pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the I-types kind of also have like the metal mask thing,
it's much more
but it's
angry
more
than
looks.
the-
It looks usually all of the I-types masks are usually more insectoid looking, where these guys look like they're serial killers. Yep. Or they all the I-types kind of have like these little dot eyes that look like Tachikomas. Like this would be an I-type.
I like Tachikoma. One of my favorites.
Is anybody ready for the Ghost in the Shell movie? It's coming out
No.
soon.
I am ready for Resident Evil to go.
Yeah, it's already out.
Is it really?
Pretty sure.
Aw,
We can probably get it. It's fine.
so bad. It's gonna be good.
We're gonna get to the point where we're gonna see it, and it's only gonna be us in the theater.
That's fine. So I'm just gonna make fun of the movie loudly.
You should.
I will. For comedy.
Let's see. Something is still janky with the perspective here because I don't know how to draw.
Perspective is more.
1,000 units.
Welcome to Zephyr Workshop, where we teach you how not to draw cylinders in perspective.
That's boring. He wants to do perspectives.
Who wants to figure out who knows how to do cylinders in perspective? 6-foot Ewok, please, for God's sake, help me. Can you please just do a red line of my art? That'd be great.
Red line like the movie.
No, no, not
Is
like the
NBC?
movie.
That's a pretty cool
And
style.
I'll move this thing over. This thing doesn't need to be here. It looks like creating a tangent. Oosh.
Power Rangers. It's gonna be something.
Oh,
The-
you're fucked.
Is that about the spreadsheets or is it about the movie?
It's
The
about
world
the
will never know.
spread-
Stupid
I'll
spreadsheet.
tell you. It's the spreadsheets.
Now the world knows.
I forgot that Google Sheets were. I think that's part of it. It still seems. What I was telling you.
I'll move that vent over just so it's out of the way. So now it just looks like more screwed up than it actually is. But fret not, it'll be fixed in a second.
Magical Photoshop.
Yes, the magical of
Magical
Photoshop.
Photoshop.
That's gonna be the name of the Zephyr Workshop anime series.
Oh, good.
It's gonna be called The Magical of Photoshop.
Perfect. I approve.
Okay. That part's work.
Oh yeah, I didn't change the name of the stream this week.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could totally do that.
Oh, maybe.
Probably, possibly.
My phone is a little.
Your
It
phone
is
is
little and also a little angry when it tries to do it.
your phone is a
I got
special
it.
child.
You got this. It's just
I bet.
I think this robot's face is looking a little bit like, what is it, the Ava that destroyed this? It's like Toji's Ava, Ava 04, I think.
Is blank mother?
No, it's totally Ava 03. Ava 03 is the one that has the kind of angry face that Shinji exploded into paste. No, there was a great fight near the end of Ava where Shinji. I guess it wasn't Shinji. It was Shinji's A plus father of the year dad, and he just put Shinji's robot on autopilot.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and it's just yeah, it slammed another Ava's face in, and that's kind of like what this guy's face looks like. It looks like Ava 03, if I remember what Ava 03 looks like at all.
There are a couple episodes I caught on TV completely not related to anything. That was one of them.
Yeah, that's always that's an
like,
amazing episode to just walk in
what's
on Ava
going
on. Just Shinji freaking out while he's inside of a robot that's like killing his friend. It's great.
He's always freaking out, but the killing his friend with a robot, that was a little.
It's like, I really like that in the Funimation dub they had that kid played by Yusuke from Yu Yu Hakusho. It was a good choice.
Yeah, okay.
God damn it, Google, why?
I'm gonna, instead of trying to futz around with perspective on this, I'm literally just gonna go into this, turn off shape dynamics, go into brush tip shape, make a damn oval, turn it this way. Now I can kinda see what shape I need here. Yeah. Jesse is having a melty.
Just really the way that handle is blank function.
Alright, see that looks a lot better and cleaner. And now I can just, it's still slightly on the wrong angle, so I'm just gonna select it. I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna go trip, and I'm gonna go schwip. Gonna angle it a little bit like that. Sloppy. Good. It's magic.
Alright. There we go.
Take a step back, look at how crappy the line art is. Fine. Add some flavor. Not gonna fix the brush tip shape because it's probably okay.
Gotcha. I have to just they don't normally is no.
Jesse is doing rocket science. He's dying for your sins right now.
Normally, his null functions allow you to write in their functionality, say like, oh, if it's a null, do this. In Google Sheets, you have to write an if statement, do your check, then do a replacement based on that, and nest that inside your.
God, that
so
sounds.
It's a lot of.
Very. Glad that you're doing it. Good thing is, if you make the spreadsheet correctly, then we can just use it for all subsequent things.
Assuming that we always have the same number of values format, sure.
You should maybe try to keep in mind that it should be scalable.
It theoretically is, as
okay.
long as you never change anything about the stuff that already exists.
Okay, sure.
If you add new fields later, we can use those.
Okay.
But the fields that already exist, trying to swap. You can't. A dynamic. The other value that I'm looking for. Is there anything other than n?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Anyone could also, give me a tutorial on how to properly draw a turbine. That'd be great. Drawing turbines is actually kind of terrible. Like the best turbines I ever drew, I just drew from straightforward first, and then I just pasted in and changed the. I should have just developed that actually. I think I might have a turbine that I have pre-drawn somewhere else. And the best idea would have been to just do the thing where I paste it in and then change the perspective so that it looks my anaconda don't. And then the other thing I did this week, besides listening to ragtime hoedown versions of modern era pop music, is attack our board artist, because our board artist is behind. It's like he messaged me on Monday last week before the stream. He's like, alright fam, I got you. And that's the day it was supposed to be due. But he's like, alright, I'm gonna start it now. And like, he's starting it on the day it's due. Okay, that's good. But you know, I'm a freelancer too, I've been there. Everyone always starts their crap late. And so I poke him like 2 days ago, and he's like, oh my god, I've done like 30 sketches. And I got nothing, champ. And I'm like, well, you better got something. So, trying to get well, that's a continuing task. But the good point is, if he actually has a bunch of sketches, then we can easily use those. But I just need to, I'm just gonna get a time to meet. We can probably try to talk it out. I gave him good direction, I think, but apparently not good enough. He's also a character artist, so. But he's capable of doing a lot of stuff. He has some really super sick illustrations. So it's like, it's just a matter of, I guess, drawing the board and making certain things seem like obstacles while making other things not seem like obstacles. And that's where that's at. But once he gets the idea that he basically just takes like 5 hours and he'll have everything, and that includes like the terrain that goes on the punch boards and all that. So that's good. Then other than that, like we're preparing for going to PAX, so we kind of been doing some ordering stuff with that. We're just trying to figure out what exactly we need for it. If we're gonna do promo cards again, gotta order those. And then the question is, Kickstarter launch, how is that going to relate to PAX? God only knows. But we are doing our best. There's like some stuff is behind, but it's still moving forward pretty decently. You know, you take 2 steps forward on something you don't expect to take 2 steps forward on, and then you just don't get steps forward on something you expected to just go nicely. But music guy, Matt Solomon, who's the coolest music guy ever, he says he has a new extended track for our Kickstarter video, and that should be coming in tonight or tomorrow. And then I'm gonna touch base with Video Man and see what he's up to, because I also commissioned him sometime last week. And we're gonna, he's not dated until like the end of the month though, but I'll just see how he's going with what he's doing with it so far. Those are the big things. And then once we get the new stupid board art, then we can take better how to play videos. And then everything starts falling into place very quickly at that point. And then and as you can hear the clickety clacking in the background, we're getting that money number we're getting those money numbers into a final state. Figuring out all those whatchamacallit, all those hidden fees and costs shipping fees. And so that's exciting in its own way, because it will make sure that the game gets to you guys in a really awesome manner. Do 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 do. I feel like Anaconda had like somebody wrote it, and it had like really coherent lyrics for the first two verses, and it goes into like Nicki Minaj's like stream of consciousness, and it becomes something completely asinine. And I really don't know what happened, but there's just like that last part where she just starts cackling and like ranting about skinny bitches, and I'm like. But before that, it was like a coherent song about something or other. So I don't really know what happened there. I don't think. I think it's like totally against the music formula, because usually you don't.
Number 75.
Yeah, you don't mentally collapse like halfway through your song.
Does the printer work here?
It probably works with Sarah's computer. Because none of that my computer hates the printer here.
I don't know if this computer's ever printed on the big. You can try it.
Do you know this thing?
Sure, try that one.
Solid.
Because it would be really helpful to have preference.
And then, yeah, so and Sarah and I are going to California for the Game Developers Conference, and that's right before PAX. We're just trying to get as much stuff done and in line and in place before we have to do that. Out there, we'll be showing people AEGIS. We also got a new reviewer interested today, so we're gonna hit them up and get some more of those sexy blurbs about the game. So that's cool.
Okay. I figured it did 2 cents.
Oh.
It actually printed or not.
Theoretically.
That guy was telling me.
Technically correct is the best kind of correct.
Find.
Alright. I think, let's see, let's look at this guy of the size of what it'll actually look like on a card. Alt Z. Alt. Click, click, click. Probably about what it looks like on a card. Yeah, it looks fine. And bigger than the tower, I ain't talking about Eiffels. This is real, real, real. Gun in my purse, I came dressed to kill. So mesmerizing. Alright, let's get some paint on this guy. Call it and then call it a day on this robot, finally. Let's see, so do the thing. You select inverse, and take big color dump. Control backspace. So, oops. I should probably make a layer where this color goes. Control backspace. Do the thing. Get the stuff. This is real, real, real. And then here's the original. It's somewhere. Oh, hey, look, there's green guy. So yeah, the green guy will also get done. Evasive. Grab. I'll probably change.
Yeah.
Grab this gray. I'll give a slightly bluer gray, because I learned that putting colors on stuff is good. Oh, or hue,
Where
rather.
are you putting your jacket?
Boom. Okay.
So just did 3,000.
New. Create a clipping mask, and now we're gonna start filling in this gray. And man, that is an ugly gray. So let's go over to the blue spectrum of things. Move open it over a little bit, and let's do a G. Let's do that. That's definitely better. And the purse I came just to kill. With Alexander McQueen, he was keeping me stylish.
Oh, fantastic. Our shipping is in different numbers than our not. Just what I wanted to see. Also, you have run the ink out.
Oh, really?
Excellent. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep. Look at that. It's certainly on its way out.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Put the gray on the stuff. And I think I had like some darker gray on it. And then those charcoal highlights. Color, skin color. I'm ready for the Power Rangers movie. Are you? So you guys, what else is coming out? Who here is seeing Fast 8? Because I am seeing Fast 8 because it's probably the best superhero franchise outside of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And then I'm also seeing some other stuff. We saw Lego Batman. No, we didn't. Let me think. No, what's the other one that we saw? The cartoon. No, I'm retarded. Never mind.
All right.
No, I want to see Lego Batman, and I want to see. It's Ghost in the Shell, Power Rangers, Fast 8. Oh, I guess there's Guardians too, but I know there was like another one that I wanted to see that wasn't like a Disney capitalism movie. Ninjago, Lego Ninjago. I think that's a Warner Brothers capitalism movie. It's slightly different. So, I don't even know when the Ninjago one's coming out. It's probably spaced well enough apart from the Lego Batman. Batman, Spider-Man. Let's see here. Real. Going down here, getting that flat colors. Please throw that popcorn away. Please don't eat that popcorn. It's horrible. We found candy cane popcorn in the office, and it's absolutely disgusting.
Not the worst.
I haven't tried it, but it seems pretty awful. It also looks like it was like under the fridge or something, and someone forgot about it for like months. Hey Kettle, where did this popcorn come from? Did you leave it here? Alexander McQueen, he was keeping me stylish. Control Shift N. So I'm gonna go down here, I'm gonna select this guy, I'm gonna use this for shadows. This is now basically in the home stretch because these super basic robots don't need super, whatchamacallit, they don't need high fidelity detail. That's not the word I was looking for, but I guess it's close enough. So V, make it 50, the layer is going to be 50%, not the brush, so that way I can adjust it later. That's a trick that I learned a long time ago. If I make the layer 100%, you see it's completely black, or whatever color I used. But, so that's, never use opacity on your brush if you're doing something like this, where you just want flat and uniform shading. And then my tablet stops working, so I need to like minimize and maximize. So yeah, fast 8 though. Family no more. How could Dom betray the rest of the Avengers like that?
I don't know, monsters.
Crazy. How can they keep making that franchise so enticing and exciting?
Tyson.
It's the Avengers, but with cars.
Yeah.
What's Tyson?
Vroom. That's my answer. Can you?
You could.
Oh, probably. That means that gives you the authentic flavor, is if you hear my pen scratching on my screen. Alexander McQueen, keeping me stylish. If I check the saturation on these shadows, does it look better? That's the question. You can't even tell the difference. Go like this: Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Yeah, it's kind of different.
Photoshop, so magical.
Indeed. I saw a great video this morning that I saw a great video this morning where it's a reporter from some local news station. He's just talking about the month of February. And if you can live, my father had a saying, if you can live through February, you can live through an entire another year. And it's about how February is the most miserable month in the year, and it's completely true. It's a month so miserable that humanity created holidays like Valentine's Day and Mardi Gras to help people get through it. Just like cold and wet and miserable. Terrible, terrible time of year. But also help this did the thing. I'm not using the right color. Also eat. Eating is good.
It's a little important for living.
Can you prove that?
I mean, Gandhi lived without eating his entire life.
Nope.
That's how it went, right? He's like a legendary figure. No one really knows if he was real or not. But according to the legend, Gandhi, Gandhi went his entire life without eating. How do they come up with stuff like that for mythological figures?
They'll have people today who claim that as their
Ah.
Being able to not eat or something.
yeah.
Did you ever learn about Gandhi in the Heroes in Mythology class, Jesse? Because I didn't. I was wondering why.
I don't think so because he doesn't really have much mythology.
Well, yeah, but was he real?
Yes, he was in fact a historian.
Really? From like the 4000 BC, like the Buddha, or what? Are you positive? And now here's where we add these shadows on top of these rivets. And that makes the robot look more 3D. And then I'm gonna erase some shadows like this. And that'll make these rivets seem more 3D.
You make another sweet.
They should, honestly. I have all the layers separated out, so yeah. You can expect more sweet robot gifs.
See how far the robots come.
I couldn't do it with the IXA one because like I completed the line art and all the coloring, and then I hated it. So I actually flattened all the layers, and then I just manually edited that image. So I couldn't effectively make a GIF. I guess I still technically could. I still have all the layers on another file. I could be like, it's just like the last few frames of the progress GIF will be like adjustment layer, adjustment layer, adjustment layer. Was I like warp and like stretch and color over and change details. But that one came out. That one came out good. I like the way that the IXA one came out. Probably has the best commander art on all the commanders now. Is the new IXA robot.
I wonder if that will change as we continue to.
Yeah. These guys are gonna look distinctly better than some of their contemporaries. But it's okay. I learned a long time ago. It's actually, I can remember exactly when I was drawing the ESPER-100. I learned that I put all these lines on his face, and then I realized that if I put really subtle shadows and really subtle highlights around all of these rivets on the face, it makes the face cool. That's me being a high-level artist. Like, oh, if I do this, it'll look really metal. Toy named Troy used to live in Detroit. It's all in the shadows, man. Your line art and your coloring can be terrible, but if you make the shadows look good, then it's great. And so, about that base, about that base. Let's see. We're planning out for the Kickstarter. We're planning out. We did some work on Aegis art book this week. We're like getting the cover together for the mock-up for the Kickstarter page, and doing planning around like the size and scale of that. And mostly it'll be digital, but some back we're looking into the cost of having some backers get it physically. Honestly, doesn't seem to be that hard. So that's something else we're looking into. And man, we found some sweet art from back in the yesteryear, and very excited to show that to some of you. And then the art book is still obviously not just an art book. It'll have some of those like scenarios that you can play with your friends, and it'll be great. Scenarios. Gotta put a shadow underneath his head because I hear three-dimensional objects cast shadows in a 3D space. If that's true, I'm not sure. But it's just something that my art teacher told me once.
Not confirmed.
That's actually, I wonder if I've ever... No, I must have. Because I remember, like, most of my little tiny, little level art classes back when I was a kid didn't teach me jack. Didn't teach me about shadows or perspective or nothing. I had like some light figure drawing actually for back in like 3rd grade, where they like had me reference some like poses and stuff out of like a book, and that was like the most awesome thing. And then like I had a different art teacher for the next like 6 or 7 years in middle school. I didn't learn a single thing. It was terrible. If I kept practicing anatomy from 3rd grade, I'd be so much more awesome than I am now. But what can you do? Cookie crumbles in all sorts of ways, Ed boy. Cookie crumbles in all sorts of... Life has many doors, Ed boy. Real.
Why isn't that one happening?
Glowy bits here. Glowy bits there. Do some erasing here. No one wants to see detail work, Breeze. Gonna finish stuff. Get this robot shipped.
Oh.
Oh, Jesse had a breakthrough.
Uh,
Everyone take a drink. Maybe we should just have... I personally don't drink, but maybe one of our streams these days should be a drinking game.
What?
I don't know, but I think it'd be pretty great.
Mm.
Every time a B joke is made, take a swill.
No.
Is that what they call them? A swill? That's what you alcohol havers have, right? They call them
a swig.
No, a swill. You take half a swill.
A swill is a description of an alcohol of questionable quality.
Oh, interesting.
I would not say that it is a unit of measure.
I think I've used the word swill to insult someone before. What is this swill? Alright, now is the time where I add some highlights. One of my favorite things, and that's something that I have never unseen in the entire history of this game existing. This is one of the first robot arts that have ever existed. Is this shadow right here drives me absolutely crazy, and I hate it.
Okay. Equals.
Where are you? Yeah.
Yeah.
This shadow right here, because it's totally just a paint stroke that I did like that, and it sickens me. It sickens me. This one too. It's a single paint stroke with a round brush, and it sickens me. So we're gonna see if we can get around that. Let's reference some of the art that's not mine. How did this guy do some of his highlights? Mr. Danelson.
Cool. All right.
Yeah, okay. I got this.
If you would like a point of scale for how much work went into making the formula work, I have it. So let me...
Jesse's done math.
How long?
Oh my god.
Hold on.
Why?
That's to get this many prices working.
Oh, is this just because we're comparing all these different manufacturers?
This is because we're
the price
comparing a bunch of
comparison.
different manufacturers, and so I need it to dynamically shift which price point we're using, but only if that is truly valid for that manufacturer and they have one at that price point. Otherwise, we need to take whatever the next lowest one is that's valid. So I have to dynamically check against every possible price point for every manufacturer.
I wish that
That's
you
what this
guys
is doing.
could. I wish that you guys could.
I
This
mean,
is the.
I can blur it out and just send them.
This is the aspect of game development that no one has any appreciation for.
I can MS Paint this so that it's a reasonable.
Yeah, sure. Paste it in the chat. Looks great.
Let me. Oh God, function keys.
No one understands what it's like to be Jesse.
Then show off the stupidest looking formula.
Yeah, it's like 30 lines long. It's amazing.
It's way more than 30 lines. Trust me.
Magic of spreadsheet.
And me stylish. With the highlights on a different layer now. So I'm gonna take this white thing and we go like this, and I'm gonna go like that, and then I still never quite got how to draw highlights incredibly nicely, but like Dan Olson does some really cool stuff, but I don't really know how his brain works, because he does this cool thing where it's like he does like this super crazy like zigzag thing with his highlights, and I'm like, whoa. You can see that on some of our commander art. He does like, and then Mong also. Where's some Mong art? I guess Mong art's on the cover. Well, yeah, Mong just uses a lot of gradients, but some of the other ones that he did are pretty distinctly cool. Wait, where the hell is? There's L400. That one's me. That one's me. No, this is just an outdated file, I think. No, it doesn't. Okay, here we go. Different L's. Mong's
I'm posting the Imager link.
It's Mong's black shadows that are cool. He just like kind of does like these ink swaths.
Because Imager was the easiest way to use it. Note the scroll bar on the side of this, and the fact that all I did to blank it out was blank out 2 of the price points that are there. There are 7 price points.
It's so good.
That is what I just wrote. It's miserable, and I'm really hoping that I did something wrong, but I don't think I did. Like, I'm really hoping that there's a way to do that in way less steps, but... Alright, so now I have total unit price. The cool thing about that is that now that I've done it all, it should be easier to do shipping.
Ooh.
Sarah.
Yes.
Explain to me safety costs.
Safety
Is that a
costs.
flat cost as well?
Safety costs.
Safety costs. I think it was. I have to double check. I think it's something kind of crazy based on how things get lost. You might have to reship out parts that are broken because.
Oh yeah,
happy.
it's just
like 20%.
Yeah, it's part of like a buffer in case like.
Yeah, you want a 20% buffer, I believe.
Okay, so we have a flat value here for one of those, not for any of these. So that's what I'm asking.
Oh, okay, I understand. So safety costs, that is not. I was confusing the 2 things.
Gotcha.
So safety cost is safety testing, which I'm not sure we need, but it's to make sure, I guess, things.
Wait, chokeable for kids?
Yeah.
Well, no, we
they're
don't. We don't
already
need to do
chokeable
that
for
unless we
kids.
do 12 and under. Remember?
I believe so.
Yeah.
But I want to double check and make sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you only need to do that if you're advertising
I'm
your game to be
gonna-
like for children.
I'm gonna exclude it for now.
Which is something that they don't. That's actually something interesting that I learned is that you'll see a lot of games that are like 12 and up because you have to. If you advertise your game for like anyone below 12, you have to put your board game through the equivalent of like the board game ESRB and make sure that you're not including like lead paint and stuff. Luckily, because we're aiming for kids like 13 and older, the lead paint in our game
We'll be fine.
will be fine. So.
That would be great. 10 out of 10. Alright, there's only 4 different shipping costs, which is helpful, because that will save me some effort.
So yeah, we're gonna get more shipping costs. So yeah, make sure. Obviously, probably gonna be some more shipping costs that appear out of nowhere.
Yeah, I'm
We're getting more quotes from other people right now.
waiting for the ship magically.
Alright, well, for the moment, we're gonna assume the current.
And Jesse's on the whiteboard.
I'm just writing down numbers. I don't know.
Yeah, I know, it's great. I love it when Jesse's on the
I
whiteboard.
just want to not forget these 4 numbers. really not doing anything impressive with the whiteboard right now. All right.
Every time I do new iterations of Aegis robots, I always have to change something with the art style. So right now I'm doing like this line stuff with the highlights, and it's not on any other robot, but whatever. Makes it look cool.
So I am aware. Are the shipping costs that we have flat rate, or are they?
I think the shipping costs, they should be like noted. I thought they were like per unit or something.
I certainly hope that that's not a per unit shipping cost.
$2,600 per unit shipped, everybody.
So that's shipping from the factories in China to ports in America. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a flat rate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're not doing the shipping. That's getting paid by the people, is I think still the plan.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I just wanted to make sure that that was accurate, that those are all flat rates. And not like. Okay. So I don't have to do a total shipping price.
Like, oh, this game is $5 shipping, and they just get on the starter price as opposed to calculating after the hassle. Everybody.
Yeah.
Hassle for us, hassle for them. Some people have to pay more money that they weren't.
Yeah, we're just trying to. We got to get the shipping costs like from the start.
Yeah.
We're making your lives easier, guys.
We are.
I'm not.
That's what Zephyr Workshop exists. We exist to give you robot games and to make your life easier. To make Jesse's life harder.
I don't think
it's part of the
one going on.
Part of one of the Kickstarter stretch goals is have put for each dollar above our asking total, we will put one thumbtack in Jesse's shoes. So
want that.
For each unit sold, we will put one thumbtack in Jesse's shoes. It'll be fine.
I don't want that. Let's not do that. I don't think that's.
What if it happens with the Breeze dunk tank and shipping kettle lots of bees?
It's still not worth it to me.
Every time you get a little bit higher above our goal on Kickstarter, you can physically torture all of the males on the team.
I thought we were just shipping kettle bees. I thought that was the new plan.
I think we could just ship kettle bees.
All
right, that's sorry guys. We figured it out. We're just shipping kettle bees.
Discounted shipping to Canada is a question in the chat. I personally don't know what Canada shipping costs.
Distinctly cheaper than Europe.
Distinctly cheaper than Europe. I know it's a little bit more expensive to go to Canada than it is to just do domestic. But I don't personally know the exact.
Yeah, so that's something we're ironing out. Sarah, what do you got on that?
People right now to figure out how they're gonna help us ship stuff places.
Yeah, so that's we're talking to companies like Ship Naked right now, and they're the ones who quote us all the shipping stuff. So yeah, the goal would be obviously because we want to ship to Canada.
Yeah,
I think a lot of our backers are going to come from Canada, so we're going to see if we can do our best with that.
We're definitely doing our very best to keep everything affordable for you guys.
Unless you live in Europe. That's a lie. We also want to try to make it affordable for Europe, but man, shipping to Europe is expensive.
Yeah, it is.
Europeans don't.
Even worse if you live in New Zealand or Australia. It's a little ridiculous.
I mean, if they live in New Zealand or Australia, can we get them to fly out to the factory and steal a copy?
Yeah, actually.
Is that reasonable? Go get this boat before it leaves port and take one.
We're just gonna actually ship a bunch of. For anyone who's in Australia, we're gonna ship a bunch of copies to our friend in Hong Kong, and then he will ship it from Hong Kong to you. Maybe that's the secret. We just have people we know in Asia ship you the stuff instead.
Oh man, could totally ship. That would go. He's stationed in Japan.
Oh, dude, we'll just ship all of you just to an army base, maybe.
In Japan. What could go wrong, right?
Well, ask him to be a distributor for us. Be like, as long as we're gonna ship him 300 boxes, and be like, hey, can you get these into stores in Japan for us? Thanks.
Yes. All right. 16.
My goodness gracious.
There's a lot of nonsense. I really I sometimes forget how bad it is to do things like we're doing dynamic polls, Excel equivalents.
And let's see, what's the last aspect of this? We can go back to this layer. I should just, use the swatch. That would make things easier. But who does things intelligently in
What is a
Photoshop?
swatch?
What is a swatch?
Like making a paint swatch color?
It's literally so I don't have to keep doing something really dumb to grab the color that I was
okay.
using for shadows. It all the colors I'm using are kept on the swatch, I think.
I wasn't sure if like swatch was a secret
It's
code for something, but no, it's just paint swatches.
yeah,
okay.
it's just a paint swatch.
I see.
Stupidest feature.
The fact that Photoshop has animation functions.
No, the fact that when I click the caps button on Sarah's computer, it
Yeah,
pops
I
up
know.
a very poorly animated, resource-intensive caps on, caps off.
Yeah, it does the same thing if you adjust the volume too. I'm trying to figure out how to shut that off because it's on all of my HP computers.
I like it. I don't care.
And it's like on the because like there's a standard system UI that comes up when you change the volume on a computer, but HP needs it to look nicer. So on my other computer, I think it might be this one. It'll take a second for it to actually come up and tell me what my volume level is at. It like lags the computer. I'm like, God, HP, what the hell?
So they're different.
I accidentally unmuted myself. And let's do one more layer where I take a black paintbrush to this and I just give you guys I gotta get the black swatch on there, which I actually did in reverse order. Normally I just put the black swatches down on first and then after I do the line layer.
Oh, right. I'm just silly. Okay, cool. So, I got part of shipping mostly done, except that I think I have to do weird math on this shipping. Because I'm pretty sure that the right way to do this is to then take... I have to assume that the shipping cost is really supposed to be.
Yeah, I think from what we got from Ship Naked, it was like, I think wasn't it like some kind of flat cost plus like a cost per unit, Sarah?
Yeah.
Oh, is it a flat cost plus a cost per unit?
I think there's like
It depends on who you talk to.
Well, I mean bulk shipping. I mean the shipping to get it to us.
Oh no, that's a flat cost.
Oh yeah.
But like, I have to presume that there's some kind of like if we shipped 11,000 from these people who gave us this rate at the shipping 10,000, I have to assume that it goes up by some amount.
I see.
Well, yeah.
And
But
so
we're definitely only getting a certain amount though. So
right, but I need to make an assumption. So if a vendor does not offer if a vendor offers a value for 5,000 and a value for 10,000, but not one for the middle, I have to pick something.
Oh.
But I want to make sure that it's like sort of approaching almost reality. I want to make sure it's at least like not an unrealistic number.
I would probably just assume we're only gonna it's gonna be probably a 2,000 print run or somewhere around there.
Well, if it's a 2,000 print run, then none of the costs are accurate. So
how so?
Because the lowest number of units that we have shipping costs for is 2,500. We also only have shipping costs for place. So like maybe it's just worth it.
10,000 copies, 10,000. Well, there's 2,000 copies.
That's
shipping 2,500. Oh, I see what's going on here. Yeah, we
what
just
I'm
need to
trying
just need to look at that.
So currently we don't really have it, is I guess all I'm saying. And so I'm just trying to figure out how to write it so that it'll do sick math for us to sort of approximate the shipping would be if we had more.
Sweet. Yeah, Jesse's doing math.
Divide this by...
The more math Jesse does, the less likely anything bad will happen. Jesse is very good at math.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
Or I'm not put a value in a spot that I'm not. That'd be great.
So, who here would play a... Can anybody here play a dating sim card game?
Stop.
Very important question. Let's see. Oh, loyal Aegis weekly viewer. I wonder who you are. We have a decent amount of people watching, but I have no idea who any of them are.
Why is Q2 giving me a divide by 0 error? That doesn't seem correct.
When we get you guys the boxes, we're gonna divide by 0.
In
So if
order
you
to
see
calculate the shipping price.
if you see if you open the UPS box and you see the universe fucking collapse, then that will be our fault.
Oh, that's why.
Problem solved.
Totally is going to make.
There we go. Oh, the problem.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I was improperly referencing the field I was trying to calculate from, so I was calculating. So that was correctly 0.
Wizardry.
Spreadsheet wizard. Whoop whoop. Under McQueen. Keeping mustache. Alright. I think this guy's pretty... I'm gonna say this guy's pretty much done, honestly. And I can make like a few little minor adjustments later, but... is probably good to hit the print. So there you have under 100 master of the lumpiness. Gotta get that lumpy factor down. The green guy has much better length, but all these guys end up appearing like less than 1 inch tall anyway. And do some quick eye adjustment. Yeah. There's Ender 100. Sweet. Progress. And now I will delete this layer. Take these guys. Put them all together in a group. And Ender 100 will now live in there. Now, who's this? Okay. Green Man, you are next. Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember I didn't do this guy's stupid legs last time. Well, in case you're following the ongoing saga of these streams, you'll remember that last time I was doing this, I'm like, yeah, I'll just fix the legs in post so I can get this guy close to done. And lo and behold,
You didn't fix it in post.
I did not fix it in post.
No.
Now here we are. Trying to fix the legs. Bird legs. This is real, real, real. Let's see. Do some stuff with the legs down, yeah. Crikey. Gonna approach it from the forward now, yeah. And we're gonna take some lines and we're gonna do this. It's gonna be great. Make go great again. I see what's happening here. I think. Oh. Doing it wrong.
Oh.
Go to the line layer and draw lines. Classic rookie mistake, Breeze. What are you doing? Has anyone had Burmese food?
Oh, what is it?
I don't know,
Okay.
but I'm going to have it when I'm in California.
Oh, there you go.
So that's the question, is what the H is Burmese food?
Cool.
Let's see here. Oh yeah, that's right. Here's an example of where I totally did the black stuff. Already not part of the line layer. We go up here to the line layer and figure it out. Let's get, I think I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this guy's back leg and get the right silhouette on it. But I'm gonna then not add any details and then put that stupid thing in black. And it looks sweet. And then it will save me from having to do making the other leg look mechanically sound and symmetrical. It's gonna be awesome. And Jesse's going for the goal. Jesse has the ball. Jesse's going down the line. And is he gonna hit enter on that formula? Is he gonna hit enter on that formula? Oh my god! He's hit enter on the formula! Oh!
499. Works everything out. Perfect. Alright. Bulk shipping price is now there, and attempts to make some sort of assumption create a value of in between the range, which works for only one vendor. So I put a lot of effort into it so that we could solve for one. But
that's good. Okay.
That one is only a little page of Google.
Oh my god.
Wow.
to do shipping. So, you know. Alright, there we go.
I'm sure you comment these cells and stuff so we don't screw them up. Like, holy crap.
Fine. It's saying false if it doesn't find out. I don't know why it's false, but I don't probably. Alright, so we have dumb shipping costs.
Alright.
The IGA stuff, I'm gonna have to hard code.
Oh yeah, the IGA stuff is very specific for each place.
Oh yeah, I meant to put that in there.
So we need to...
It's in there, it's just bad.
I did it. Yeah, it is.
Like, especially the one that it says notated in quotes, which does not help me in any way, shape, or form. So that one might be worth having.
That's just... We should probably just, we know that we're going to do the 10 card thing. And we know that we get a discount on that through IGA.
Well, if we go with that, yeah. There's some other ones that have different values, some of which are numeric, and I have to improve them.
Have we ever gotten any, we ever gotten any print samples from what's yet?
No, I asked about.
Okay, just checking. Put some of that heavy shadow on this guy, because realistically he should probably have a lot of heavy shadows, because he has a giant mass above him. Very dark underneath. Real question is, how big is this? So, Batman. Let's see. Is this about how big? I think this is about how big a person is compared to a basic robot. So it's actually perfectly reasonable to say that human foot soldiers could probably fight these. So Einar like runs up with his big dumb gun. String. Yeah. As big as a car. I remember there's also size comparisons. Yeah. Then I'm pretty sure the ARC-100 really basic A-type robot looks about this big. Batman shaped head. Banana. Banana Thana Fofama E5. So the GO-100 is a guard-type robot in the game AEGIS combining robot strategy game. Its entire subclass, the Go, is based around pushing with hydraulic headrams and other methods like air cannons, and it can push guys around. Thus the name Go. Yeah, as in go away. So this guy is he's pretty cool. He's one of the very first robots that's ever been done, and he is decently good at things. Great clipping mask. Oh, I'm erasing nothing. Why isn't this working? We've only recently learned to start putting some detail into the eyes on these guys. So we're gonna have some detail on the eyes for this guy. What were we calling that was the most important thing, because we were calling it something really stupid. Yeah, we found some vuvuzelas the other day.
Yeah, that's what they're
There's at a Captain Con, they had some guild ball tournaments, and they were punctuated by the sounds of vuvuzelas because it's really funny, and we just kept calling them vuvulazoos. Or chaos horns, which is also a good name for them.
like
Vuvulazoo. So yeah, we're gonna get some of this. I think we should totally add vuvulazoos to Aegis. Let me get this guy's line art looking a little bit more like the GMDs. You got some of these little cracklies here. You can make the brush really small. And then get there. Jesse's at the whiteboard again. Yep.
forth to find them.
And something like this, something like that. Gonna Vuvulizu. Okay, so let's.
The ghost gun.
Yeah, the ghost gun is now a Vuvulizu. This is good. I'm gonna actually color pick this. I'm gonna use this at 100% opacity for the highlights.
Alright.
Come on, Batman, let's get to it. Let's see. So we're gonna add some highlights to this dude's eyes. And as I was saying before, the GO-100, good at pushing stuff. So his face just makes sense for his face to get some cracklies on it. So we're gonna put some cracklies on his. I'm probably gonna put more cracklies on his face. I'm gonna get some highlights. I should probably. It's probably a good. It was probably a good idea. I tend to sometimes put some gradients on flat colors to make them look nicer. Probably something I could do. Here, guy can stay there. This guy will be my little art friend. Call him Stick Figuriner. How dare you?
Yes.
Sarah just insulted all of my people in one fell swoop by sneezing. Was it?
Yeah.
Ah. Oh. Just how much I'm paying attention.
The arts.
Anyone else in the chat confirm whether that was a sneeze or a cough? Make this guy look shiny and new. He can have a little bit of wear and tear on his dumb face, but he can because his face is made for smashing. That's just what he'll do.
Just have people in the chat going to PAX.
Yeah, right.
PAX East.
Who's going to PAX East?
We'll be there.
Yeah, right. However, this Twitch chat is international.
True.
So maybe not everyone will be coming out for the PAX East. It should be noted that the coolest panel ever made of all time is going to be happening at PAX East, and that is the giant robot panel, hosted by yours truly.
This is a giant robot panel. Lots of giant robots.
How many?
So many. All of them. Definitely every single.
Every single one.
Every single.
Every single giant robot.
Yes. I can meet everyone in the building.
I am the mighty monarch. There's the shot.
Demo the Aegis all weekend.
Will we really?
Yeah. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Perhaps that we would be demoing Aegis at PAX East. Yeah, it's insane. It's crazy. God.
James. Yeah.
Uh, let's see.
Batman.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, is it irrelevant?
No, it's relevant.
Okay.
Not irrelevant.
How come relevant and irrelevant sound so similar?
They don't. You just have to know how to pronounce things correctly.
Irrelevant, but if you say them fast, it always sounds the same.
I'm just bad at talking. Sorry.
God, sir. Interrupting my non-drawing arm.
Oh. I guess this is. I thought for some reason.
Very
I
upset.
bumped
Very upset.
Good, my evil plan is working. Ha 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 ha. The evil plan of minoring can. I guess. I don't even know what the evil plan is.
Gonna add some shading. This guy's face, make it look more 3D. It'll look awesome. And then it's really just like, how do I make this guy's? This guy's also pretty much almost done.
We make a Ninja Turtle about
Ninja
No.
Ninja Turtle robots coming soon.
No, how
why
do you?
not?
Because Michael.
It's Michael Bay only
Oh.
produces those movies, I'll have you know. And also it used Run DMC's classic song Tricky for the Ninja Turtles 2 commercial, and
I
that
actually
song is
forgot.
baller.
There was a Ninja.
I didn't realize there was a Ninja Turtles 2. I thought the first one did not.
Jesse, I think it's very vital. I don't remember the rest of the lyrics.
That's fine.
This is my recital, and I think it's very vital.
Go Ninja, go Ninja, go.
I met this little girlie. Her hair was sorta curly. Avengers movie is just gonna be, it's gonna be great. Everyone's gonna love it.
It's gonna be something, alright.
Sort of curly. And I'm really interested in how the Ghost in the Shell movie is gonna be. I think that's gonna be way more into it, because that could go. I'm not expecting to be good by any means, but I'm wondering just exactly what level of quality it will be.
They should. I don't know how they would. They should just make a Lucy too.
I mean, that's what we're getting. Ghost in the
mean,
Shell
maybe.
is essentially just we're getting Lucy too.
If it was like that, I'd be down. Lucy was a pretty good movie.
Lucy was, I believe,
Was it?
I really liked
I
the
liked it.
there was some really quality reviews before Lucy came out that said this is either the smartest dumb movie ever made or the dumbest smart movie ever made. And it's like, after seeing the movie, I'm like, yeah, you know, that's a pretty accurate description of it.
I was generally amused throughout the whole movie, which is not. I can't say that for a lot of movies anymore.
It was pretty solid schlock. I would say that if you had to choose between a terrible movie and Lucy, Lucy is a safe bet to at least be pretty good.
I would definitely watch Lucy again on TV. Be like one of those things like, oh, this is on, and then I would definitely like stop on the channel and watch it.
Yeah. And isn't that not what every movie really yearns to be. That movie that you can just be watching TV and stop on the channel and be like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. That's what Joe Dirt was. Joe Dirt got terrible reviews, but man, I watched it every time it was on TV. That's a quality film.
It was better than I thought it would be.
Quality film, I say you what?
Quality something.
Just he said an expletive. Because he said an expletive, the game's never coming out. I'm sorry, guys.
Is that how that works?
That's
Oh.
exactly how it works.
Great. Yes, we're gonna go work on something else. Like a game about Ninja Turtles and stuff.
Exactly.
Except I'm not gonna call it Ninja Turtles.
I think we can probably call it Ninja Turtles, right? Probably fine.
It's
not-
Samurai Frogs.
Yeah?
Sure. It's like a good movie, right? Right?
Adolescent disorderly samurai frogs.
Yes. Totally rolls off the tongue like Teenage Mutant Ninja. Just say it enough in the theme song, it'll catch on, right?
Yeah,
Is that
right?
how it
That's pretty much all you have to do is just like spam it in the theme song. It's like I remember there was a show on Nickelodeon called The Butt Ugly Martians.
works? Oh god, that show was terrible.
Yeah, but they said the Butt Ugly Martians like 500 times in the opening.
Let me just read the Martians, but ugly.
Yeah.
Like over and over and over.
And lo and behold, that god awful show that has no right to be remembered whatsoever. I still remember it years later. Still remember the theme song. The year 2017, and I can still remember the stupid Butt Ugly Martians theme song. Imagine if, you know, I learned something useful at that age instead. Like, Nickelodeon gave me brain cancer.
Baby's first 3D project with characters. They're like, nah, ship it. We don't deadlines now. Ship it. Don't care.
I mean, I really wouldn't doubt it. It seems like that it was like Butt Ugly Martians and Super Duper Sumos premiered on Nickelodeon around the same time, and they were
What?
Super Duper Sumos.
I don't remember that one.
Good, good. You don't have to. It was a terrible show, and they were all premiered on the Sunday morning block
Yeah.
that Nickelodeon had, and it had like it was that and like one of the random iterations of Speed Racer, which I couldn't picture a less interesting show to show 12-year-old Breeze. It's like, oh my god.
Huh.
Yeah, it's like I really don't even understand why they would do that. It's like were they trying to compete with Toonami?
Watch out, you're
Like-
going too fast. You're good.
Yeah,
Don't crash your-
it was like a 2000s era one, so like the animation wasn't like abominable,
Mm.
but it was still really dumb. It's like, yo, dude, it's like I love Toonami on Cartoon Network. I can watch like Rurouni Kenshin and stuff. And like Nickelodeon's answer to that was to give me Super Duper Sumos, Butt Ugly Martians, and Speed Racer cartoon. And it just screams like somebody who was like 80 years old made that decision.
This idea, you guys.
This is vaguely anime, and I remember Speed Racer from my childhood. Let's show it to the kids. Well, sir, we have the license here for Gundam X. No. only Speed Racer and these other shows that we can license from Canada for $5. And then like the only reason you watch that block because they put Invader Zim on that block, and like Invader Zim was like the punctuating show for that bad Sunday morning. Like it was a terrible, terrible time to be alive. Was like as I rant about how terrible it was to be alive during that era of Nickelodeon.
Remember? Club?
Dude, the Brothers Flub, I watched one episode of that. It was the premiere episode, never watched it again.
It was a terrible show. I remember also catching one episode.
Yeah, I don't know what Nickelodeon was doing around that time. They really screwed up.
Stop making
Like
Well, they weren't doing live action shows. That was
yeah, it's like there's just like this era of Nickelodeon where they just like put out some pretty like garbage shows, and like how do these even make it to air? And Nickelodeon also passed on Adventure Time, like probably around that time too.
Oops.
Like I forget when the pilot of Adventure Time was made, but that was like in the mid 2000s. And then like LOL, Adventure Time is like $1 billion industry. It's no longer just a stupid show. It's like literally an industry. So
Go to Nickelodeon. Their cartoons are better on Nickelodeon. Are they? What's Nickelodeon for cartoons?
they just spammed Fairly Odd Parents and SpongeBob for
I-
like 15 years.
You like Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah, they just spammed it for way too long though. They forgot how to make good cartoons.
As long as it guess they also eventually made Avatar.
Well, yeah, they made that. Well, yeah, Avatar was like their best thing, and then
after.
yeah. So I don't know what the deal with that is. Do you think after Avatar was successful, they would have tried like other action shows, or like shows like that? But I guess they just didn't. They just like made Korra, and then Korra kind of sucked. And then, yeah, I don't get it.
Oh man, I was reading the internet recently. and,
You were reading the
there was
internet recently?
an entire group of people who unprompted said that Korra was better than original Avatar.
What?
Oh,
And I was like, what is wrong
You guys
with
are
this?
wrong.
I wanna die.
That's
I
horrible.
don't even want to live on this
Okay.
planet anymore.
The best season of Korra. I don't even know.
The first one,
I was gonna go with the first one. Is it true? Yeah.
probably. I know the second season's definitely the worst.
Happened on the second?
Nothing. Korra's evil uncle, who is very
Oh,
obviously
yeah,
evil,
That's right.
tells Korra to do a bunch of stuff, and then Korra gets mad that she can't start a world war. And
Turned
there's
out
like,
to be evil.
yeah, there's also like really awful, like forced romance between her and that guy who had no personality, who was named after the famous Mako, and Mako deserved better. It's like, oh, and it's like Mako dies and you name that character after him. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
No respect for his legacy.
Best season of Korra is better than the worst season. It's totally true.
What is the worst season?
I would
Probably
say
like
season one, just because they kind of didn't know what they were doing yet.
Really?
Yeah.
I like
I
season
like
one.
Yeah.
season one. Like
Like,
don't get me
season
wrong,
one, like,
I like it, but
the
I think it's the weakest of the three.
like it's definitely the pilot era of season one was probably like the weakest, because then you had like the second half of season one, which was like awesome, and then all of season two was
yeah,
awesome.
like once
And
they
like
found their legs in season one, it just kept getting better and better.
and then like there's like segments of like the latter part of season three where it's just like they kind of seemed like they didn't know what the hell they were doing, but like they had spent like a whole 2 episodes infiltrating a prison for like no reason, because they didn't actually break anybody out of the prison.
No, it's the best part about it.
They rescued like 3 kids, and then the writers didn't know what to do with them, so they just had them hang around in the background.
They're like, peace, bye.
Yeah,
we're
like the-
going over here now.
It was like the wheelchair kid and like these 2 other goons that were hanging out with Jet, and yeah, the writers just didn't even know what to do with them. So it feels like they didn't plan out season 3 very well,
Yeah,
but it like ended pretty decently.
I think so too.
And it like the middle part was the strongest part, where they did the invasion of
Right.
the fire capital,
Off just-
and like Sokka was planning the invasion, and like all the
That was really
characters
good
like
too, yeah.
all the characters like hit their stride. It was great.
Yeah, that was really good.
And then like the second half of season 2 is just like, we have 10, 15 more episodes left. What do we do now? Prison break episode, sure, go. And then after that there's like, now he fights Sozin.
I suppose each season had its weak moment.
I can't even remember a single weak moment from season 2. It was just like great.
Season 2 was my favorite. I still- so good.
Big country man, let me play with his rifle. Put him to sleep, and now he's calling me NyQuil. And I said bang, bang, bang. Yeah, I let him hit it like it was on a chain gang. Alright. So, big man here is legit. Oh, hey, Epstein's here. Tick Tactics. Yeah, Zephyr, yeah, Epstein's currently building Tick Tactics. It's great. Also, Epstein, are you making the cards for the thing that you're working on landscape or portrait? Because I gave you the mock-up in portrait when I forgot that we made the template in landscape. But realistically, you could just look at the one that I made and adapt it to the landscape one that you did. It's not hard. It's just rounded rectangles. And it would probably work out fine. But the only other thing is, like, you have to make sure the event cards work correctly. Because I, like, rewrote all the things for that part of the spreadsheet for the secret project that I'm talking about with no context. So it needs to just be a rules text thing, and that's about it. I don't really care about any other parts of that.
Oh. How's it going?
It is pretty good. I mean, he's actually pretty much done-ish. Like, done-ish. To do him up here. Get him. I guess his gun could probably use some shadows. Maybe. I'm not really putting any shadows on. Now he's calling me knuckle. Bang, bang, bang. Please do. I'm like I'm like keep getting tempted to eat that popcorn, but I know I just shouldn't.
Not worth.
Wendy's.
Or taco.
Yes, it doesn't. But below 2,000, this function doesn't work. We'll fix it if we ever need.
Yeah, I don't think we'll need a below 2,000 one.
Yeah, I don't think it's. I
Some
mean,
places offer 1,500 from print
Mhm.
runs, but
I'm gonna part of this code just. These things are now long. Looking at my head is they're like 6-page long formulas, and
That's very low.
I just don't want to do it. So they work at 2,500 and up. All over. Technically 2,000,
Okay.
but we don't have price per unit below 2,500.
Okay.
So, or we do have a 2,000 theoretically. Somebody has, so it works at 2,000.
Okay.
let's math.
So that other. So that.
Oh, maybe that's why something's dumb. I realize I never put tape dynamic on, so I haven't been able to draw a fine line. I am smart. Smart, smart, smart. Make it look like the feet have some bigger amount of detail. And
See.
and we got it's looking like is pretty much done. And some shadows where shadows need to be. And some highlights where highlights need to be. Make its face look cool. That's right, everybody. It's called Special Beam Cannon, not Mapo Tofu, or whatever he says in Kai. Always going to be Special Beam Cannon. It's called Mapo Tofu.
No.
Piccolo just screams Mapo Tofu and a
Is he-
big drill laser comes out of
Is
his
he
fingers.
secretly a cook?
Mafum papalava. Also always called Destructo
Oh, my
Disc.
bird.
A Whalmer.
Yeah.
Nobody
Isn't
wants
it
a
freaking-
Whalmer.
I want a Whalmer. I'm gonna catch him. Okay.
Alright. So this guy's face is pretty legit.
Hey, it looks good.
And then
Oh, okay.
Sarah is killing whales as we speak.
Cool.
Literally killing whales.
Another one now. Oh no. There was, I guess, giant flying
a giant flying E-type.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's gonna be a sky whale Aegis robot
That'd
at
be
some point. Alright, sweet.
Legit.
Oh yeah, that's right. I
The
keep forgetting to put.
majestic skyway.
I'm going to give this guy. Durka Durka, how do I remember to paint? Give this guy shadows.
There. I think the weather's does it look kind of freezing.
Yeah. I'm adding some very fine details to the cannon right now.
And this
Ooh.
guy. It's gonna be curtains for you. Go, it's gonna be curtains.
Whoa.
Whoa, what a go.
Where'd it go?
Okay. Um,
Things are coming along.
Jesse's saying stuff that isn't expletives. The game's gonna come out, guys.
Woo!
fuck shit balls.
Oh
piece
no! No good for anyone.
Now we have negative unpublished the game 17 times.
Oh no!
Alright,
No.
Sarah.
What?
Explain to me this poor documentation.
Oh, okay. So,
Tell me about column C2 of the tab Other Fees.
is it just an image I pasted in?
No, none of them are images.
Oh.
I just want to make sure that I.
It's just like percentages, like
Oh,
arbitrary
yeah.
percentages.
that I need to understand how that actually translates, so that
Alright.
I can figure
Good.
out
So Kickstarter will take 5% of total funds,
plus this.
and then they'll take 3%.
Amazon payments takes the 3%, right?
I think Kickstarter does.
I thought it was Amazon. I thought Kickstarter is always 5%. Where's the Amazon payment?
Amazon
I shouldn't even be
does
talking about this. I don't know anything about this. I just draw
is
robots.
not- Yeah, but they also only take a less amount of fee if it's less than.
No, they take less. I'm pretty sure. So,
Okay. And then should I Control Shift N X D X? Do I put sweet glow on his eyes? Yeah, exactly like that.
so if you, this is the math. So at exactly $10, it is they take slightly more. But at
Anaconda, don't.
Let's see. So, robot drawn. Let's see here. There's another robot down.
oh,
So here's the Go-100. He looks cool now. His original art's over here. He pretty much has the exact same silhouette, but this is how I always wanted him to
so
look.
at $10,
Let's
it's
turn
slightly
this guy
cheaper.
off. There he
This
is.
one at
Look at how
$9,
dopey he is.
It feels like we're done at $7. That's what I said. So yeah, there's a slight margin where it's a penny more, but
Okay.
as a general rule, this is better for us for like $5 budgets and
I
things
think
like
all of
that.
our tiers are planned out.
All right, so here's your
So I just
comparison.
need to understand, is that, so do I just need to factor each of those things in? I'm not sure entirely how to factor this in. Account for it necessarily.
Yeah, that's a little tricky.
So we might need to discuss how we want to account for
Okay.
Money stuff. Money stuff indeed.
Alright, that's the Kickstarter. And
So yeah, that's
Backer Kit has a cost per transaction. Is that?
Yeah.
Is the cost?
There's also, yeah, might be 100 cost as well. I think it's
that was a
$200 and we have
decent
a-
amount of work
Is
to
there-
get something that looks moderately better.
Is there
Solid.
Are we making an assumption that each unit will equate to approximately one backer, or how are we calculating?
Pretty
that?
sure
These
it's
things-
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Because if our assumption is that, then I think it's relevant. But is backer kit in addition to all of the other fees?
There's
Because I'm trying to figure out, got them in the same column. Does that mean anything? Like is this 3% plus 20 cents going to cover the same service as this 2.9%, or are they different? Thank you. Hard to. No, I'm just trying to.
image. Did I ever horizontally flip this? I think I didn't. Whatever. Let's see. So now looking at this guy, and I want to fix up his eyes a little bit. I already did there's some details that I added, but put his ass to sleep, and now he's calling me Nyquil. Bang, bang, bang. So yeah, this is an Ion. This is Ion 121. He has. He's a commander robot. And Ions are distinct because they look like beetles, and they have 4 eyes on each side of their head. And so that's going. Do this guy. Get some
detail on his face. This art is done originally by Mong Le Mong, who is currently doing our board art. And
What
the shipping.
and
So we just want to factor in. I need to understand how these work because I just don't know what are each of the pers. How do I?
So
expert opinion.
yeah, my expert opinion that we're gonna only have.
My
we have more
expert.
than one. So we'll have some amount of skew. Each skew costs 29 cents.
Okay.
I think what are our SKUs? Is it like the 6-player board and
The art.
oh, and the art
and
book
the
maybe.
box itself, and then if we,
Oh yeah, that would be that would
individually.
be a separate SKU. Yeah,
so that would be 4 items.
that's these are definitely the things we want to keep track of.
So there's per skew, and then per package out. I'm doing
Of cues. Or. All right. Now let's use then a
What's his name? Meanwhile, I'm just adding some extra shadows onto this beetle.
like to be.
okay. I have that.
That's what they're.
So that's for each backer.
Bring it in line with the rest of
Yes,
the art.
that should be.
We took half a swill.
Okay.
And there's that. To.
So it's that plus. So how many shipments are there?
We should have one.
One shipment.
Yeah.
Okay.
See here.
All right. Then.
That's if we need any more shipments.
Yeah.
And then
what's
that
this?
I think is a house. Do you have stuff?
The house.
I don't think we're going to.
Okay.
But then we're gonna have to house them somewhere because we also have we got a quote from another company on cover housing, and I talked to Mr. Bender at Greater Than, because he gave us some numbers on that
Yeah.
too. Like if we
Does
want to
it-
store
Does
all of
this
our
say-
crap in their
wait,
house.
Does this say that the max is $85? I don't understand how that.
Yeah.
So the highest cost it could possibly be is 85.
Mhm.
So we can just include 80.
Yeah.
For the sake of. All right. So
Anaconda don't.
think that what it will cost us.
This thing is beastly. This
Uh,
is the biggest, toughest eye type. And it is super sick. And finishing up some touches on there. Big, bad Beetleborgs. This is the point where whenever I do edits like this, I just don't even bother going with layers. I'm just drawing right on top of the art and getting it done. Whereas normally I would have like a line layer and a color layer and all this.
So this is per package, that's per package.
Yeah, this guy is pretty good. I still don't like there's something about his head shape that bugs me. Can't tell what. Goodbye, Beetleborg. I'm not erasing, I'm actually just drawing over. So I can bring that back if I
Oh.
Yeah, I was about to say, can I give this robot skunk hair like Rios and have it look really cool? Yeah. Don't tempt me. Oh yeah, that's the
Oh.
yeah. Let's see. What else you got? Jesse sighs dramatically. That means the game is coming out. It's like it's Groundhog Day. Actually, it's like does Jesse see the mistakes in his math when he emerges from the hole?
My math is correct until now. I just
Good
have
news.
to figure out how to write the percentage.
According to Jesse, his math is correct. The game is coming out.
Connect.
The status of the game changes wildly every 5 minutes.
Okay, that's not that math. Oh.
Make this seem like this. It makes
All right.
it. Rios, pilot of the goddamn cutest robot.
Okay.
Puppet's robot is a Regal toaster. So I'm gonna rename it. It's just gonna be called the Regal toaster.
So we have numbers, but they exclude a lot.
Define a lot of information.
Well, we're missing Amazon payment fee,
Okay.
and we did not pick a percentage for buffer.
Yes.
I would like to pick a percentage for buffer,
Smart.
and did not pick out any amount of information for taxes.
Oh yeah. Well, I need to figure out Yeah, that
what
stuff.
the taxes look. So that part I'm not going to work on. I'm going to propose a 20% buffer for safety, and then if somebody can figure out what the Amazon cost is and how often it applies, that would be helpful.
They've changed the silhouette of the head. I like it better. This is a prime example of taking a lot of time to make something at 10% better. But yeah, I don't know.
Alright, we now have data. For everybody. Probably worth some. And there's also some severe issues that could occur.
Don't say severe issues.
Well, so like the total unit price from the place that gave us a bulk shipping price is higher than the unit price from other places. They gave us a bulk shipping price. That sort of stuff. The sum of manufacturing costs varies wildly based on how much populated, and I don't yet have a
Yimelt
good way to
Shokan.
report what information.
Let me check the chat for the first time in like an hour. Let's see here. I guess I can catch the last bit on my phone. Oh yeah, she's probably like on the train.
So,
why is there a hidden colony hydra in this document?
Interesting.
Yeah, it's the secret behind Doki Doki.
yeah, so like there's one option in here, which isn't a real option. Problem. Data. Yeah, so it's worth somebody making sure that like it makes some level. Don't expect anybody to necessarily double check my formula.
It sounds
to
like
make
kettle
sure
work.
it works. The formula I'm pretty sure is working fine, but the final math for that adds up. Second set of okay, that is the total with the buffer.
Alright, there's that guy, so we got 3. I'm calling this guy done. He's officially good enough. Aside from me, I'll add like little lightning bitties to his lance thing. But other than that, this guy looks like he might.
How many
times must a man turn
so
his
that's
head?
how many units we order, but how many backers do we separate?
That's a good question. 500. Oh. So I put that out. I would put that as a scaling number for sure.
Well, it's a variable that can be tweaked when I do it to rewrite the formula. Is our shipping cost.
I like how I muttered the word kettle work and he appeared. It sounds like kettle work. Hello, my name is Kettle. I am here to double check math.
Uh, uh,
Let's see. Okay, so robot, robot, robot. What else I got open? There's GMD. There's a box. Trying to figure out how to merge two pieces of art on our old boxes into one piece of art for a new box. So that's currently
so
something that we're kind of figuring out.
So our plan is to include shipping costs. For pledge level.
That's a good question. Sir?
Okay.
So if someone
I don't-
pays,
so
so
I
if someone
don't
pays
actually-
X dollars for a game, it includes shipping.
Yeah. So I don't actually have to factor it in because our part of the number. Okay.
Oh,
I
hey, it's
believe
Joel
it's
and
done.
Joey.
Given the information that we have currently, there is some stuff that we could be missing. Taxes, if any, if applicable. But this is it.
Is it? Good.
There's some stuff that's just missing, and so it could cause problems for it. Like yeah, we don't have shipping from
Yeah.
every vendor that the first one. So I don't know what.
This.
So I can't factor bulk shipping in a whole bunch of.
I
It
suppose
could
so.
be an actual cost, or maybe they've included it in their quote that they're just going to do this. There's a whole bunch of like there's some custom assets costs
Yeah.
that aren't necessarily included in all cases, and that probably like here for some reason we have for this second one that gave us quotes. For some reason on this linen thing, we
Yeah.
have a dice cost, and I think that might be correct.
Oh, if there's a dice cost, I mean she was asking for numbers on what custom dice would cost.
Yeah.
So that's like an optional thing.
Yeah. So for now it's included in our overall cost. But just be aware that we need to potentially tweak things like that. So that's really all. There's pulling costs, things like that. But it doesn't seem, some of the numbers seem a little low, but I don't know if that's necessarily and the whole thing scales properly if we up the number of units we order the base. So I think it makes sense. I think it's handling like cost tiering and things like that.
Yeah.
And depending on the vendor, and this is why I like somebody to check my math. Because
Yeah.
some of the numbers seem unreasonably small compared to others.
Oh yeah.
Like there's a number on this spreadsheet that is as low as $36.
That sounds right.
But then there are other numbers on this that are as high as 65.
That's because some of the manufacturers have definitely been giving us some wildly varying.
Are much more expensive. And so like this price per unit number is very different from the manufacturer. And so the really cheap one is really cheap. But just so you're aware, there's a variance to that final number.
Yeah.
Based on which manufacturer it is. So think I'm right,
So yeah.
but it could use somebody like going through and doing the math themselves by hand on a couple of them to make sure that it comes out right.
So how is this? What's the final data look like? Oh, so I'm
Well-
just wondering if yeah. Oh, okay, so yeah, these are still under each umbrella, so we can see what the manufacturing cost for this publisher versus that publisher
Yeah.
is. Let's go to the
so,
What's games. I want to see what What's games is like. Yeah. Oh, this guy.
That's about in freeze. What does this?
This is the new commander for Aegis. Ability to do.
Okay. Now it is it's fancy and frozen. So it tell you who you're looking at.
Ah, cool. You did. Oh, that's good.
So it works. I think the numbers are less accurate. All right, now is your box you're looking at for each of the things. So that's why would you do that? It's not necessary.
The big reveal.
That was never necessary. I could just delete this whole sheet.
Oh no!
I have the
He has
power.
the power.
I could just be like, goodbye.
In case anyone missed it, I was drawing Jesse for the last 10 minutes while he was talking about the
So-
very important Kickstarter numbers.
All right, so we have Kickstarter
So-
numbers.
so yeah, we
They're
got Kickstarter
theoretically
numbers.
Correct.
Theoretically correct. They look pretty good. I want to know what that
Uh,
middle one is that says numbers that are distinctly less than everyone else. Oh, it's like qualified. Yeah, qualified sourcing. I remember talking to them.
Yeah, well,
What the hell
they're
is qualified sourcing?
They message us randomly.
Oh, is that
They're
what? Is
like,
that Brilliant
"Please."
Games? Is that the random creepers that were just like, hey?
the random creepers. Nice.
There's-
So
Yeah, I
that's
think
their
they're
that's their
creepers.
per unit pricing, and they're missing a bunch of
Like-
costs that
yeah,
some
yeah,
of the
they're-
other ones have.
Yeah, exactly. So they're missing costs. That's
they're
probably why the
missing some
numbers are so
costs,
low.
and their price per unit is the lowest.
Yeah.
Quoted price per unit.
Interesting.
But so that's why they're the lowest ones. They do have the cheapest overall.
My God.
Oh, we're still missing Amazon. I don't know what Amazon looks like. We're still missing taxes. And those numbers are numbers to come out to as close to zero as possible,
Yes.
are what these numbers look like. The second to last column is minimum amount we could possibly raise, as estimated by the whole thing. And this is what we would have to charge every single backer who backs.
That's pretty good.
If we were going to make an assumption that we have 500 people who buy the game as a, they have to pay that much each based on whatever.
Hey, these numbers are looking good, guys. It's very good. The game will come out. It is official.
The only one, there's a couple that look kind of weird, and I can't figure out how the heck they got
Well, even if you're about 10 to 20% off, those numbers still aren't
so,
terrible.
So, like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Oh, yeah?
How the second option could cost less per unit than the first option. So we might want to double check that
Yes.
with that particular
Right.
group.
Probably yes.
Some places were charging the same for
So
different materials.
this one is no.
This one's the one
is
with
for
four
the
pu-
different.
This is the 4 punch board one versus the 3 punch board one, and according to
and
this, it's
somehow
a
our
few more
cost
cents
went
less.
down, which doesn't make any sense to me.
So might
But
want to double
on the
check
other
on that.
materials, the cost goes up.
Oh, okay.
So that sort of thing.
I will look at that.
Also, does this include box cost? Is
Yes,
that
all
factored into
all these
these
stuff.
quotes? Okay.
We
Making
didn't
sure.
we did in fact include the box cost.
Just want to make sure we didn't
I
forget
mean-
some obvious things, because that's also why it doesn't make any sense that one is cheaper, because there's got to be a slightly larger box involved. I have to assume.
Yeah.
So I would assume
Yeah.
that the cost.
Well, I think the boxes are actually about the same size, but
But I would still assume that the cost would be a little
a
higher.
little higher. Yes,
The
definitely.
fact it should not be cheaper to produce a bigger product. That's really all I'm saying. So somebody should look at these numbers at some point. I'll try and look at them again later on,
Can you
like
get
this
this-
week or next week, to make sure that I didn't make any obvious stupid mistakes.
No, I mean, it's really. I envy some people. I envy people who make video games, because if each were a video game at this point, we could just publish it.
And we wouldn't
Yeah.
need.
We wouldn't need
I
to make a
wouldn't need-
campaign with 5-digit numbers just to make the game exist.
I wouldn't need just for calculations on the Kickstarter costs. I wouldn't need to have.
Like what, like 30 columns worth
Well,
of information?
We have just for Kickstarter costs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Well, there are 9 just to track the costs for doing the Kickstarter and
Yep.
shipping. There are then, if you factor in all of the different vendor quotes, it's where the total spreadsheet, including all of our parameters, is 30 column wide, just to try and track as much information as possible. And I'm sure we're missing stuff.
Yep. There you have it. 30 columns worth of information to
Yeah.
get this freaking game out. But yeah, it's gonna be great.
But Epstein, I think that the die is the same between the two. I think it's just a case of having one extra piece of material.
Yeah, the die. was
And
the
so I
same.
don't think there's any reason why the cost would be that much cheaper
Yeah,
between them.
because we have 2 different dies for the punch boards, and
But those will both exist regardless of.
so yeah, it just matters if we're gonna have another punch board or not.
Yeah.
And they'll use a pre-existing die.
So it's a weird number that as a result of that.
Anaconda Dawn.
And this doesn't factor in. I have not done a single thing about add-on. This is base cost.
Oh, okay. So this is still base cost. All
This
right.
is- I didn't,
Waiting for.
because we don't. Number one, we don't have all the
Info on like the neoprene mat and all that.
on
Yeah.
like neoprene mats and stuff like that. And we don't have a bunch of stuff. And then
This
I
is the
think I
last
need to
robot.
add in
I might
like,
want to read it.
money raised column maybe, so that we could see what our
Hmm.
thing would look like. Or a, because right now, oh no, wait, hold on. I think I found it right.
Jesse forgot to put a ×2 somewhere.
No,
So
I did
actually,
I did not forget a ×2, but what I'm not doing is factoring. I'm factoring in cost to us for every unit, but I'm not factoring in cost per backer.
what does
if
that
makes
mean?
sense. So, like, if we get 600 backers,
Yes.
our cost goes up.
Oh, I see.
And I don't think I'm correctly factoring that right now.
Okay, yeah,
So
we're
I
gonna need to look at that.
add that to it.
As long as we don't end up like 10 grand in the hole, we should be okay.
Oh no, maybe I did factor part of it in. Factored in the shipping costs correctly and the
That's the main.
transaction cost.
That is the main one that you can't miss. Is you're gonna accidentally get screwed on shipping.
So if we had 700,
Especially if we're doing integrated shipping, and it's like, so I don't know about integrated shipping, man. I'm a little weary on that one, but it's probably fine. So here's this robot,
we
which
should.
is also
I mean,
old
we
as
should
hell.
probably add it to our numbers overall as like a raw number to give ourselves some more wiggle room. Because right
Yeah.
now I'm factoring in the cost for shipping, but I'm not really factoring in the flat fee at the end of it.
Yep.
And so we probably flat fee. But we should increase that.
This art is so old and terrible. I don't know if I have the heart to redraw this guy from scratch though, so I'm just gonna draw over him. But yeah, it looks pretty reasonable, I think.
I'm gonna make up really 40% cost will be international.
That's probably way too high. I can
You think
imagine.
so? All right,
You
how
can look.
much?
Well, you can
Pick a
look up.
number.
You can look up the analytics for our last Kickstarter on how many people backed us internationally, and I'm pretty sure it was like not more than 50.
Don't know. Yeah, but that's still a significant number.
50 out of
Where
300.
Is there a way to get the actual data on that?
Yeah, you can just go to our Kickstarter page and you should be able to
Well,
see some of it.
But I need more than that because I need to only look at people who backed a minimum of a certain amount of money.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a little bit. That's a little
Because-
too specific. I don't think you can get that.
Yeah.
But I know you can
sorry.
probably you can get the general.
I
I don't think. Well, I
mean,
don't think anyone in Europe backed us for $10. Anyone from Europe probably backed us for the game amount. Now you can watch me as I do thing. Edit this guy's gun.
All right. So do you want to assume? Do you want to assume 5% then?
Yeah, I would say no more than 25% of
Alright.
our backer base will be in Europe.
All right. So.
Inspiration. Let's see. Looks like these. Good. So I got 3 arts done today, which were also mostly done from previous streams. And we're gonna see if I can like put the button on this guy, and then we'll probably log off around 10:30-ish,
So do we want
or whenever
to
Jesse is done doing
add?
math.
So for the shipping fee, do we want to just add our flat value, or do we want to add our flat value and take out the true cost?
Can you repeat that?
So currently,
Yes.
in the backer tier value, we're
Yes.
including our estimated cost to ship
Mm-hmm.
via the service.
Oh, yep.
So when you want the final value, including our shipping dollar amount,
Mm-hmm.
do you want to take out cost to us since it's already factored into the backer tier?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah. The lower the goal, the better. And gives us much more room to overshoot.
As long as we don't too low.
I think Sarah's making great art on the board. I wish we could live stream that.
as like numbers.
So
Including,
probably stay roughly the same.
including shipping. That's what our numbers look like.
Okay.
So it bumps our lowest number by a bit, but
Hmm.
potentially we can certainly look at a lower tier than we had last time around.
Yeah.
Don't want to get the last bits of whatever we're missing there, and if we're adding any more than just the base product to this whole thing,
Yeah.
we probably have to figure that out. So like, if we're offering a bundle that does all of the stuff plus some bonus, cost of it.
Oh, yep,
So
yep,
we
yep.
can apply it to what our but this should theoretically work and will dynamically scale our total cost based on how many backers. I think pretty scale.
Wow. Let's redraw the eyes. And so yeah, this guy is an Esper. He was drawn at the exact same time as the blue robot that I redrew. He was drawn right at that exact time, way back when you first started the game, and thus his art is also bad. He was originally just made as a proof of concept for back when when E stood for Ariel for like the first 3 weeks that the game existed.
Before the realization that drastically limited design space.
Yeah, exactly.
And also was kind of stupid.
Yes. Before we realized that I was completely stupid. I had to figure out what a ground-based E-type would look like, and that's where Espers came in. So Espers are little floaty ghosties. And I'm going to make this Esper.
So with 500 backers specifically.
500 backers specifically.
This is the absolute lowest, and that's the highest.
Okay.
If we specifically have 5.
Okay. And what happens if we have like? Yeah, well, I guess we probably need 500-ish. Probably, but what if we had like 400? And then what if we had like 1,000?
400. This is where our cost operate. At 500.
Anaconda don't want none unless you got buns, hun. Oh my god. Look at that banjo. Little in the middle, but you got much back. Refine some lines. Get some black swath. You're beautiful, Esper. Sarah, what are you drawing? Draw Jesse. The big gel.
So the numbers operating. So we go to somebody. But I think I
But.
have.
That's my favorite thing to hear. Numbers operate in a weird way.
Well, they do. Because like our minimum value changes.
Oh, I see. Maybe we shouldn't have integrated shipping.
Well-
Seems like a great way to kill ourselves. Well, actually, if we had 1,000 backers and
If we
they
have
had,
1,000 people who buy the game,
well, that means we were. Oh, well, that.
get past the number.
Oh, well, yeah. If we have 1,000 people, then that means we make at least like 50 to 100 grand or so. So somewhere between there. So then it makes sense for it to go up that amount. That's
Yeah,
fine.
so that's our
That makes
final
sense.
minimum with that many. We have that many people backing. I don't think that matters that much.
Yeah.
But
That's
just
fine. That's
so
good.
you're aware, like the 400 is where we would add them if we anticipate 400. So these, I
Yep.
guess, would be anticipated
Yep.
costs. It also assumes that we make no money on excess product
Mhm.
currently.
Yes.
I think is the so. I think that covers it. I think that those numbers seem about in line. We just do.
I don't know that you got much back.
So we need to figure out what our assumption is, how we're in order to figure out how we're actually pricing. Because the other really interesting expected that we backers, yes, the total goal cost, like the total cost goes up, but the backer cost goes down based on our expectation, and vice versa. If we expect fewer backers,
Mm-hmm.
then our goal goes down, but our backer tiers go up.
Huh.
Which makes sense because it's the shipping is based on how many backers we.
Yeah.
So with 400 backers, all our prices bump themselves up. I'm not. Yeah, it's like a $5.
I see.
So we do need to carefully consider what our target number of, because really how we're gonna fuck ourselves on shipping. Oh, it's more than that. It's like a so the real way that we fuck ourselves on shipping is when we get fewer back.
Well, yeah, that's obvious. So hopefully, we need a minimum. We need like a minimum of 400 or 500 to even meet the goal, ish.
Depending
So-
on what our backer tier.
Yeah.
So
Depending
we
on what
need
the
to use
backer
that
tiers
to
are. So if
define-
like the average person, say, yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
I don't do my taxes. I just let somebody else handle it.
Just soon, Jesse will be a billionaire, and then
Right.
he will just not do his taxes.
My taxes are. I would not hate my taxes if I did not have to file in 2 states. But having to file in 2 states makes the whole thing a massive mistake because you have to take away numbers in a really arbitrary way, and I just don't like their system.
Jesse, can you please just become the head of the IRS and save it,
All you have to do to save it is to be like
abolish
"All right,
it?
If you make this much money, this is how much you pay. If you make this much money, this is how much you pay. And that's it. The whole system. The problem right now is that it's needlessly complex, and if you don't have like the system is about the right amount of complexity if you do itemized deductions and all of that stuff. And
You've
you
already
save your
lost me.
receipts and all of that. Nice. Solid. I'm glad you don't save any receipts for business expenses.
I do.
Do you use them on your taxes in any way, shape, or form?
Yes.
Okay. Do you do
Thank
it
you.
correctly?
Maybe.
So if you don't do that, they should be a lot simpler. If you are doing that, they're
Okay.
not necessarily.
Get a banjo.
So Epstein, that is true that if they do smaller tiers.
Robot Scott. New code and additional information in the capitalization. Wait. I don't even know what's happening in here. Hey, is that Scott Perry?
You can encode additional information in the capitalization is a great point. On using because they're talking about tags. Hashtag put the hashtags on the page or get the V's again. Got a response. Oh yeah. The 3-2 said someone come up with a 149 character hashtag so that the hashtag takes up the last so it can really only self-trend. Then
It's like, what
there
is
was a
happening
question
in
about
the chat?
encoding additional information in the capitalization. Then we had the $ Excel for Jesse, or hashtag $ Excel for Jesse with two more $signs. That gets real weird. I don't think that works anymore. Now chat no longer belongs to Breeze. Apparently chat belongs to Stram.
Yes, chat belongs to Stram. All hail Stram.
Yeah, so Epstein, I would love to check my Skype, but I do not have access to it currently. I'll check it in some number of hours when I.
What the hell are you messaging
I'm at
Jesse
my
on
computer,
Skype? What's wrong with
apparently.
you?
So yeah, I do. This is assuming that I don't really have a ton of good metrics on how many people. I could probably get them if I spent time. I don't have a ton of metrics on how many people backed at lower tiers versus higher tiers last time around.
It was a vast majority, like an overwhelming, like probably more than 2/3 backed at $80 or $100.
And my assumption is that will change if our tier cost goes down.
Yes, so that's what. Yeah, we're working our tiers out to like we're gonna have like a tier to get the game probably, and then we're gonna have like get a good tier to get people as close to $100 as possible. Not because it's having a tier close to $100 makes it very much more likely that the game will hit its goal much faster, and that will make everybody's life better because then the game comes out. So we're trying to work out our tiers with some nice enticing stuff. Oh, they're just scrolling through the chat.
Scrolling through because Epstein wanted stuff. Hold on. I'm reading Epstein's. The weakest season is bad.
That's all the way back when we were talking about Korra.
Landscape filler. Did you get filler images or at least get dimensions for the? Also, what are the layers? They don't have names. Can't work like this. Also.
There's one layer. Oh, that's right. I edited the document, and I don't think I ever uploaded the new version.
Also, do all encounters have exactly 2 options? If no, the spreadsheet needs some help. Also, why is there a hidden Call Me Hydra in this?
Okay, Epstein, listen to me closely. Yes, all cards have all encounter cards have 2 options. And I forgot to I think I might have forgotten to upload the more up-to-date version of that document. So let me do that now.
So there you go. That was me scrolling up into chat.
God. I
don't
wish...
always wonder what it would be like to join a cult. It's not as much fun as you think.
Let's see here. Upload files. Downloads. Doki doki.
Reflux says you should take improv if you want to join a cult. I don't disagree with that. That's pretty true.
All right, so Epstein, just so you know, I'm uploading the
He
most
says-
up to
He
date.
says no more, no less about 2 things. The original conversation.
The point is, there's 2 boxes on every card because we're not doing the Aegis thing again, where the number of boxes changes contextually. Ever.
Excuse me. What if all I ever want is contextual numbers of boxes?
Just like, oh my god.
If Magic can do it, we can do it.
Magic doesn't do it. Magic
Yeah, they
uses
do.
the same
What
one.
about Planeswalkers?
Planeswalkers always have 3 boxes.
What about Jace the Mind Sculptor?
Sometimes it has 4 boxes.
What about ones that...
That's it. That's only it. So they only have 2 different templates for Planeswalkers, and there's a reason why they only use the 4-box one
What
twice.
about... Wait, what about the ones that have 2... What about the ones that have 2 boxes?
There are no Planeswalkers with 2 boxes.
What about Arlen Cord?
Okay, fine. Arlen Cord and Garuk Flippy both probably use the same template too.
Yeah, look at that. That's a completely different template. They managed to have 3 templates, plus the flip side template, which is a completely different template again, because it doesn't even have half the numbers on it.
I can imagine what it's like to be a guy at Wizards who had to like make that work, and he's probably like
Kettle suggests what about the Werewolf Planeswalker from Innistrad?
he probably they probably thank Christ every day that they don't have to deal with oddball Planeswalkers like that.
Come to improv. We can pretend we're Scientologists.
Isn't that what? Isn't Scientology just the act of pretending you're a Scientologist? Isn't that like the whole of?
I thought that there were a lot of people who thought they actually were Scientologists.
Man, they got cranked.
Also, hashtag death flags for Breeze trending in the chat right now.
Why is death flags for Breeze?
You just kind of put it there.
Because Breeze didn't do his taxes.
Probably. You should probably do those.
Hashtag death flags for Breeze.
You also probably shouldn't, like, announce to the world that you don't do your taxes.
I'm a billionaire. I don't need to do taxes.
You're not even close. You're the exact opposite. Today on Things Breeze doesn't understand, it's Scientology.
Taxes, whether Gandhi was a real person or not.
Which is awful because, like, Gandhi was in the past 100 years.
What?
You probably know, like,
Nandato!
modern history at least a little.
Now, when you say the last 100 years, was he like before or after Frank Sinatra, who I'm also not entirely sure was a real person?
How are you not sure that Frank Sinatra was?
I just always assumed that Frank Sinatra Jr. named himself Frank Sinatra Jr., kind of like how...
As a way of making people think that there was an original Frank Sinatra?
No, it's like an homage to like a story he liked when he was a kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's like when, a lot of band names do that. Like Atreyu. Atreyu is a reference to the Never-Ending Story, but the Never-Ending Story is not real, but Atreyu is real. Atreyu sucks. Welcome to the Zephyr Workshop weekly live stream.
I don't think anything about that was true.
Atreyu is totally...
Scientology, Gandhi, and Frank Sinatra.
I confirm
If
Atreyu is
Gandhi,
not a
Bree
good
Fox
guess.
says if Gandhi wasn't real, then why was he on Clone High? Checkmate.
It's probably my favorite message that's ever been in the chat. If Gandhi wasn't real, why would he be on Clone High? Thank God somebody remembers Clone High.
Okay.
Stupid.
So, she does things.
The game's gonna come out.
We have to assume that my numbers are right.
The game will still come out.
Yeah, we'll just lose a lot of money on it when my numbers are wrong.
Hopefully they won't be that wrong.
Hopefully I overestimated, not underestimated, but who knows. Yes.
Yeah, we'll have to like do this in context with when we get when we get the pledge levels super finalized, we're gonna need to look at this again and figure that out. Because now that we have these numbers,
Joe LaJoy says Zephyr Podcast.
God, Zephyr podcast will be miserable.
Why? Wouldn't it basically be the same thing as this, but without the drawing?
Yeah, we should just do Zephyr podcast. What am I saying?
Cattle hashtag Scott. Robot Scott says that Gandhi being on Clone High only means that Gandhi's clone was real.
Robot Scott, I love you. Thank you for joining us this week.
It's a good conversation.
This is great.
Now we're having a legitimate conversation about whether or not you can have a clone of Gandhi without having an original Gandhi.
Epstein, please confirm that you got that updated file on the drive that I uploaded during the stream.
And not 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, I totally did it. I like it. Maybe I did upload it. I'm just like being an idiot. But like the new file that you have, Epstein, should have symbols for everything with labeled layers. Because I also put in I put in symbols for all of the different action subtypes. So Doki Doki is the thing. Secret thing. No one knows about it. Shh. Gotta have a lot of really stupid things to show publishers at PAX East. It's very important.
Also, just so you're aware, the Rook has an entirely different template from everybody.
Oh, god damn it.
Because he has sort of a 3 ability template, I think. I think they actually just used the 3 ability template, but like didn't have a loyalty thing showing.
Luckily,
But
luckily the entirety of Magic the Gathering isn't Planeswalkers with contextually changing borders like Aegis is. Which is really what Aegis is. It's a game where all the cards are Planeswalkers and all of them have different borders.
they don't all have different
Not all of them, but
abilities. There's a finite number of abilities.
like we have like 18 different card frames in Aegis right now.
That seems high. I don't think
No, I think it might be 18 times, or plus the commander template, so we're up to like 24
Well,
templates.
but the commanders aren't any different.
Well, I
from the
know.
other ones.
I'm just saying, yeah, in total, like all the different card templates are
Well,
like.
but that's still less than Magic.
Magic has a monster template and a spell template and a planeswalker template, and then plus 5 colors
Plus
for
enchantments, plus artifacts.
each. No, artifacts and enchantments use the same template, and no, I guess not. Well, I guess the frame, they use the same
maybe.
frame.
They don't really use the same.
Well, is it okay? So
if you're counting like frame changes as different.
well,
things, then
a
Magic doesn't
a red instant has the same frame as a red enchantment.
really-
So that's
yeah.
So like they close and like
But then like what about enchantment creatures? What about artifact creatures?
and miracles.
What about miracles?
There's a reason why they make it a big deal every time. It's like, we changed the frame, guys. Probably because it was some graphic designer's nightmare.
What about split cards? I don't think it's the
Split
graphic
cards?
designer who has a bad time with it. I think it's the people who have to actually print the game.
No, it's like whoever has to figure out the logistics at Wizards, because I know that printing double-faced cards for sets makes them like want to kill themselves.
And then like, what about the poor people working on Magic Online?
Oh, we don't talk about that. You can look at Glassdoor to figure out how people like working on Magic Online.
I mean, all I'm saying is that like I feel bad for the people who have to do Magic Online.
I think
Because
everybody
there are
does.
so many corner cases. Like it's not a program that I would want.
Yeah, it's pretty miserable.
Safe from that. Never safe.
I thought I was safe from that game here. So we've disrupted the anti-magic safe space.
It's also mostly a discussion for the purpose of templating. I don't know any other game with as many absurd templates for their cards in Magic.
Yeah, but that's built up over like a million years.
Like even Yu-Gi-Oh is like
Yu-Gi-Oh is
4 templates.
Yu-Gi-Oh is the special
Magic, Trap, and
child of
Monster.
card games.
I don't think there's anything besides Magic Trap and Monster in all of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Spell, Magic Trap, Monster Spell, and then they
Except
whenever
spells
they.
are the same as Magic.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. And then whenever they introduce like a new stupid type of fusion monster, they just change the border color.
Yeah, they change the border color, and like sometimes they change what the stars look like, but that's about it. So like Yu-Gi-Oh has 4. I don't think. I mean, Hearthstone has 2, maybe. Hearthstone might only have.
The next iteration of Aegis will have 1 card frame, or maybe 2. But it will, as it is, the strategy game version of Aegis will be stuck with this frame forever. Because we already have the infrastructure to print with it.
I think Hearthstone only has one template, 1 card type. Because they basically just have all their, like, monsters just have numbers in the bottom corner. But the template itself is no.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think Magic is the only game with, like, an excessive number, a truly excessive number of, like, individual templates for different things that have potentially different information on them.
This new version of Esper looks pretty alright. In that it's just the same but with cleaned up art, and that means if it has cleaned up art we can actually use it for things. Because as it was, we could never put this art on basically anything that had a zoomed up version of the art. Because it looked terrible. Now it won't.
Steven says, please open up the book face and look at many template base, but don't do it on stream.
But don't do it on stream. Wait, what am I? Where am I finding that? We open up. Oh, open up Facebook. Okay. Well, what do you mean you didn't like it?
How does
This template is ugly. I'm doing something totally different. Epstein, you're not a graphic designer.
how does book? To be fair though, that template's really. Also, how does book face not translate to you as Facebook? Can we talk about that?
It does. What are you talking about?
I said on the book face, and you did not understand what I meant.
Oh no, don't mind me. I'm just being a special child. I call bookface bookface. I coined that term. I made that up. It was me.
You did not make that up.
It was me.
You did not in any way, shape, or form make up book face.
Who made? I think Sarah. I think that's a Sarah coinage actually. I think I started calling it after you started calling it that.
But like it came before either of you.
I know Sarah's a trendsetter.
Bookface came very, very quickly because there were people who were proposing a fake social media
Like Facebook.
network of called Bookface.
Like friend face.
Yeah, friend face. Oh no, somebody unliked me on the friend face.
Sarah, what are these drawings?
Awesome. Sure. There. Laser hammer.
What makes a laser hammer different?
Oh my god.
So.
What makes a laser hammer in any way useful?
There are these incredible drawings on the board right now
So
by our own
instead
Sarah
of-
Como. And I didn't even notice them until now.
Level 5.
It needs a laser
It
hammer.
only has a laser or a hammer. So it's either super long range or not.
Okay, fine.
one
Gel level
end
5 is now confirmed to
Is
have a laser hammer.
One end's a laser, which is the point, kind of pointing.
Yeah.
And,
And
the
then
other
the other
end
end is a hammer.
Yeah.
So if
And
you
it's
get up
made of-
close, he hits
just
you with
squish
his
you.
laser.
Yeah, it's laser hammer.
But
You have to use the hammer if it's melee.
To be fair,
so
Gel.
There's a the
So how do
E-type
I-
turbine
so how is he
is on the
holding it?
hammer.
so to
He's
be
just holding with his little gel arms. It's just a big gel with 6 legs. And he ripped apart a snow and an L together to make the
wait,
laser hammer.
but how does he hit you with the hammer?
Oh my
He
god.
just
How are his arms set
so-
up here? I can't tell how he's holding it.
he's just
Is he
kind of
like-
holding it like this.
So he's got one hand over it,
Yeah.
and he's got one hand
Yeah.
under.
Because that end's a turbine. So you turn on the turbine, and then it helps it go whoosh, because he has tiny little gel arms.
Turn on the
How
turbine.
does he pick it back up?
Or the laser.
Yeah,
but
you
but the laser's
fire
like here,
the-
it's going to shove it
Yeah,
forward and just push himself. It's not going to accomplish anything.
that's how it works.
I don't think.
I wish we could have streamed Sarah's concept art this stream instead. It would probably be way
I'd
better.
to figure out the
I'm not
physics of
sure.
it. I don't think
You
it.
could, I guess, turn it on again in reverse, and then it will whoop, and then flip back around.
So the hammer is actually just a turbine on this end and a turbine on that end.
Yeah.
And you just turn on either turbine.
Yep.
And it goes whoosh and
Yep.
then whoosh back.
Yep.
What happens if one of the blades of the turbine gets damaged?
Then you can only fire the laser. I also decided that it's now a multi-hit hammer because you can just do this over.
How does that hit
That's a
things
jackhammer.
multiple times? You're just going to break your hammer.
Only good once. It's not a very good level 5.
My God.
I mean, given that it just ripped things off of other robots, it didn't combine with them. I'm not convinced it's a level
It's
5.
like combining. He's got another guy on his back for some reason. Look at there.
Okay. Is
It's
that
like
what
a
this
little-
is?
yeah.
Or is that... Oh, okay. I couldn't tell if that was what that was or if that was on his head.
It's kind of both.
What's this guy?
That's a really weird looking A-type.
Who holds guns upside down?
Yeah. It was
Solid.
supposed to be a blade, but it didn't come out.
So instead it looks like he's holding guns.
Yep.
Pew, pew.
An AG type of the gangster.
What's this?
That's an S-type. It is
It's just a bug.
What's that?
an E-type. It's just kind of just a plane. Just plain.
What about that one?
That's kind of Gamoondish.
I was going to say I can't imagine it's anyone other than Gamoon, but
His sunglasses give it away. You're shooting down the E-type, obviously, because you're anti-air.
missed.
And then the bullet's gonna fall on top of it. That's how anti-air works.
Is that how bullets work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You fire them and they just get to the point where they're matching the acceleration
Yep.
of the other thing and fall on them?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Majesty.
Type breeze. Oh, shit it.
Uh,
Say it.
Saith Bree Fox. You know, Bry Fox, I'm gonna put you.
Correct.
I said I was gonna make you a commander, but now I'm not so sure. Revoked.
Is it because you're too busy making one for your one true love kettle?
Oh yeah,
Is that
dude,
why?
Kettle Commander will be great.
Okay. What?
It's really
You bet. And Antonio's.
That's all. I think I had like 3 cents.
I would not bet 23 cents for a pizza rewards card.
I was definitely gonna win. I can't remember what the bet was, but I'm like, no, I'm winning. You're wrong.
And so now you keep it with
I
you.
just have that. I was supposed to bet it again, but I forgot. I keep forgetting I have it.
Supposed to bet
Because
it
it's
together.
gone through like 3 people.
Oh.
And the joke is like you just keep betting it on things and it just keeps changing hands. But I forgot. I'm not doing my part of the thing.
Bang, bang, bang.
Somebody from the class of.
Oh, shoot, what comic?
Oh yeah, I'm friends with Facebook.
Book face.
Bookface indeed. Alright, so let's see that. Alright, looks cool.
Fly eyes.
Does.
Fly eyes.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Sarah has the Sharingan. Passed down via Kekkei
Eons
Genkai.
of years ago.
Eons of yore years ago. I remember Rick Astley's hit Never Going to Give You Up when it was a new release. I liked it before it was popular.
No one ever.
Don't you ever say that. Rick Astley is a wholesome individual.
Doesn't mean anyone will like. Never gonna give you up.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down.
Like, I don't think it. I would.
Oh, I did Subway.
I mean, I'm sure Rick Astley did, but like,
I don't know.
I have to assume, because you don't like.
Rick Astley wasn't our tour. Maybe he didn't like the song, but he released it because he knew it would be popular 20 years from then.
I praise the Stram. Say
The goddamn Stram. Oh my god.
why did this Stram happen?
Happened a while ago.
It was like
in
it was
some chat,
it was
now
like the
It's just.
No, it's because I messaged last week or like the week before I messaged Joel Joey. I'm just like Stram is happening, and he's just like Stram, and then now it's a thing.
Okay.
And also Stram is now a robot and a commander.
I don't think that's a good idea. Then how will people know which one you're referring to?
They won't.
I want it to be like one of those really egotistical characters who refers to himself in third person. Stram is piloting the Stram. I'll kneel before Stram. He'll be the final boss. He'll be the final boss of Aegis. It'll be great. I'll model him after that robot from whatchamacallit, Venture Brothers, the one that says like ignore me. Yeah, except it'll be an S-type based on that guy. Yeah, the Grand Galactic Inquisitor. We're gonna have the Grand Galactic Inquisitor in Aegis, and his name's gonna be Stram, and his robot's gonna look like him, and it's gonna be great.
I don't want.
I am the Grand Galactic Inquisitor.
He's down.
What is GPP?
Green Plains Partner.
Is that your company?
No. I have no idea who they are.
Oh, okay.
I started typing in Google and hit P instead of O, and GPP came up and told me that it's down 0.25% today. But it looks like it's recovering, so I feel like you could.
Good job.
Savvy investor.
A savvy investor is whoever's investing into GPP.
It also looks like they've actually been trending pretty alright for the past 5 days. And if you ignore their 1 month numbers and their 3 month numbers,
They're doing pretty good then.
on their 1 year, they're on the up and up. They at
We're talking about the stock market of Google suggestions now.
of this random thing that Google found me. Yeah. A year ago they were at $13.88, and today they are at $19.70.
Oh, they're on the up and up.
Like their peak over the past year was like just over $20. $21.45 is their peak. So they're a little bit down right now, but it looks like they're on a spike up because given on February 6th they were only at $10.40.
Sell, sell, sell.
No, now's a buy. Don't sell. Wow. Their previous highest peak.
I feel like they're at their peak now. I don't think they're ever going to get higher
You
than
don't think
$20.
that GPP is ever going to get higher?
I don't think
than
GPP is ever going.
$19?
This is you're listening to Zephyr Workshop stockbroking right now, and if you're investing in GPP, is that on the Dow or the Nasdaq?
It's on the Nasdaq.
On the Nasdaq. If you're investing in GPP on the Nasdaq, sell now because it'll never be worth more than $20 a share.
It's currently not worth $20.
Exactly. They hit their peak. It's come and gone.
But it looks like they might be going up,
I don't think they are.
and they're still higher than their previous 5-year peak of $16.25. Also, they only came onto the market in June 2015.
Oh, that's true. How they have a 5-year.
They don't.
Oh, okay.
Their 5-year only goes back to June 2015. But their previous highest value was $16.25 before this year. And then this year, or before 2016, I should say. And then in 2016, they spiked to $21.45. I don't know what they make, but they're in Nebraska. So I think
Yeah,
that
Trump's
Nebraska is a good place to buy from.
Yeah. All the jobs are going to be brought back to there, so it's going to be great.
So therefore, Green Plains Partners P will be exactly what you want.
His name Roman.
some guy sold in October 2016. Wrote an article about it.
Oh, no, are you doing hardcore investigating into GPP partners or whatever?
Yeah. I'm on a website doing some research.
Guess he's gonna be invested in GPP before the end of the night.
I know.
I don't even know what he was
everybody
looking.
else will be invested in GPP.
I don't even know what he was looking for on Google initially, but now he's looking at GPP. And so, yeah.
Major analysts in October said it was a strong buy.
That's probably when they peak, though.
Well, not really. When this article was written, God damn it, it doesn't give me on the article written.
Seems kind of important on investment articles.
Well, you have to be a pro. You have to be in their pro thing.
Oh, maybe that's they purposely leave the date out.
Oh no, October 1st.
Oh, okay.
All right, I had to go
That'd be
back to a different page to find.
That'd be pretty funny. That's just bad UX then.
So October 1st, it was like $19.
If I were an investment website, I would money hole people by not giving them the dates of the articles. That's like a really devious thing.
So on October 1st, it was approximately 19, and he sold like a dip, a very small dip, but a dip, and it's currently so he sold according to the article he sold at $18.35.
Yeah.
Their current value is $19.70.
Oh, I see.
So I would say that he chose. I would say that that's a buy.
You should just write for these.
In which I just read other people's things
And just
make
say
an
the
arbitrary
opposite?
decision.
Yeah,
This guy sold his stuff, and the price is still going up, so buy it.
I mean, that's literally what stockbrokers do. they just basically like, yeah, it's fine, just do it. Just buy it.
I would be a terrible stockbroker. Ooh, GPP on DraftKings.
What?
There we go.
Why do they have DraftKings?
Because it is a guaranteed prize pool in DraftKings.
What?
That's what GPP means.
Oh, great. Oh, okay.
Cash games versus guaranteed prize pool.
Okay, so
Because there's an entire website
in this
devoted-
drop shadow.
There's an entire website devoted
go.
to slang in football betting websites or fantasy football betting websites.
Yeah.
For instance, dollars per point, and bearish, and bullish, and buy-in and ceiling, and commission or rake, and DFS.
That looks a lot better.
DFS stands for Daily Fantasy Sports, by the way.
All right, let's see.
Fade for free roll. PPR, point per reception. ROI, return on investment. Among their important acronyms, though, GL. You want to know what GL stands for?
Good luck.
Correct.
It's like going on one of those sites that explains to you what LOL stands for. All
Yeah,
right.
but for fantasy football.
We've officially hit 11 o'clock, which means I've been doing this for far too long. It's a good 3.5 hour stream. I'd say it's pretty productive. You can see the difference between the L100, I mean the ESPER-100 old version, the ESPER-100 new version right here. And I think it came out pretty alright. And let me add some last little details. Make this middle vent thing look more dimensional. And it's the little details like that that really grab the eye. It'll lead your eye right to it. Absolutely, totally.
Microsoft also doing very well.
Microsoft tends to do well. They'll probably continue to do well. Apple is shiting the bed.
Well, no, like if you bought in 2015, you're seeing a 50% return on investment right now.
That's nice. So what are they like skyrocketing like last year?
I mean,
Look
at their 5-year trend. It's actually really encouraging. So I would say that Microsoft's also a buy.
I wonder what that dip is right there.
Probably something about Windows.
No, Windows 10. Windows 10 release drops by
Windows
30
10
points.
was 2016.
No, maybe.
I think that's
so.
what this dip is, right around June.
Yeah.
Is the like, oh, by the way, we're not going to meet our Windows 10 marks. This might have been the initial Windows 10 announcement. But they are on the up and up.
Alright. New Kawaii Esper complete.
Kawaii.
I know, it looks a little bit more like No Face now.
Facebook.
Yeah. That's my show and tell. Jesse's gonna be like,
I already looked at it.
garbage.
I
Yeah.
don't understand what the
Stinger. It's his hover device. Hover device.
Windows Phone. Interesting theory on why the price went down. Facebook. Not doing. They're going up, but they're not going up fast enough, in my opinion. Stay away from them.
Never invest in Facebook. I hate Zuckerberg.
Twitter stock.
Dude, Twitter's struggling. They had to shut down Vine.
Twitter went up 1.33%.
Oh. Alright, well anyway,
But
that's
over the course of a 5-year, their price has only gone down.
that would be the stream, I would say. Yes, stream is life, etc., etc. But yeah, thank you. Everybody who came in. It looks like we're doing good. Remember, if you're not following us on Twitch, please follow us on Twitch, because I think we get to do cooler stuff if we meet arbitrary follow numbers.
And by cooler stuff, you mean charge people money?
No, it's YouTube, where if we have 100 subscribers on YouTube, which everyone should follow us on YouTube.
Subscribe to us on YouTube.
Please subscribe to us on YouTube.
And
so if we get to
follow us on
100 people, we can do a custom URL. So we can do youtube.com/SepharWorkshop, which would help us out immensely, because no one wants to go to youtube.com/17 number string. All right, hashtag good night Stram. Love you guys. I will see you next week. Yes, next week will be the last week before we run off to California. All right, but yeah, Kickstarter soon. Everybody, bye.
Bye.
Say bye, Jesse.
I don't wanna.
Jesse says bye, and he also says that he loves you.
It's never goodbye.
Let's see.